Hey everybody, how's it going tonight? My name's Spencer, and this is Cory, and welcome to Best Ball Draft Addicts. Tonight, we are going to be diving in and talking about the schedule for a little bit. I've got some stuff that I prepared, Cory, that I want to go through with you and talk to you and some of the guys here. Chad, what's going on? Zero, how are you doing, my friends?
What's going
Glad to
on,
see you
gentlemen?
guys in here with us. And then we're going to jump in and do some SuperFlex drafts tonight. So we're not going to talk too long about the schedule, but there's quite a few things that I want to kind of just generally, Cory, I want to kind of let you know what my thoughts are each year and kind of like how I look at this and then see what you think.
Yeah,
But how have you been these last few days?
good. Yeah, we're good. We're it's been a little adjustment, like having to pay attention to bye weeks while I'm drafting now. So I can't just willy nilly take whoever I want. So I feel like I lost
Right.
a little bit of freedom there. But yeah, we're doing good. How about you?
Oh man, absolutely. Zero says happy Aaron Rodgers
Yeah,
signing day.
he
Happy Aaron
signed.
Rodgers day to you too, bud.
Yep. Yep. Now you can click him with confidence. Ish.
His Pittman bags are smiling.
Yes, sir.
So I mean, we were expecting it, but I'm glad that it finally happened, and it happened today, May 16th. You know, it's not like he waited that long. He didn't drag it out into July or August, so I was happy
Yeah,
with that. I was glad to
sure.
see that news.
Now, next
Um,
up on the docket is AJ Brown. Let's just
yeah,
June
I
1st
know.
get here. Let's
June
get that.
1st,
Let's just make it official.
get him on the Patriots and make it official.
Please, please, we're
I
begging.
know. Although I guarantee, like we talked about before, it's going to shoot his ADP up into round 2. So I
Yep.
guess we got a couple weeks to grab some early
Right.
round 3 bags while we still can.
Yep.
So um, now, before we get going into this, I just wanted to say we started that dynasty draft we were talking about.
Mhm.
And now that we're already what 12, 13 rounds in, something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
Um,
I think I just made because I'm the first pick, so I think that just made my 13, 12, 13 turn. I want to say or 13, 14. I don't remember. Whatever.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah. Well, regardless, I did it. I went Bowers at pick 2. So you went with Chase 1, and I went
Oh,
Bowers pick 2.
Kelsey just went.
I just saw. Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny.
Chad says most exposed players were Giants, Falcons, and Saints. All good Week 17 matchups. Beautiful. Well, we're not going to wait too much longer. We're going to jump in, and I'll be interested to hear what you guys think. I'm just want to tell you my thoughts, and as I stayed up doing a lot of preparing for this yesterday, and just sort of how I look at things every year. Because I try, there's so many complicated ways that you can look at things, especially with the schedule. There's a million different people that you can hear talk about it. We're not going to be looking at season long schedules. For me, how I focus on for my drafting is I learn bye weeks. I get them memorized within a couple weeks. I'll have these all memorized. I'll know every team what number they are, kind of where that falls in the draft, who you can kind of pair with what. That sort of evolves over the summer. But the other thing is the week 15 through 17 matchups, specifically week 17 being the big one. That's the matchups that you kind of want to pair. But I always like to look at weeks 15, 16, and 17, and I try to find edges where I can mix people in together. And so anyway, that's something that I'm going to kind of show you here how I do this every year on my own. I literally just write it out on a notepad, but I made these graphics for tonight to go through with you guys. I wanted to say the comments here first. Zero says his are Raiders, mine are Raiders. What could go wrong? Yeah, absolutely. Steelers Titans have same bye is fitting. Yes, so your Chiefs get the first bye week 5.
Ugh, awful, horrible.
So and you mentioned the other day, were there any week 3 or week 4 buys? No, week
Nope.
5, then they
No.
start.
Yeah, it was week 5. Yeah.
Yep. So that it is confirmed. Chad says Vikings not having week 9 bye is a tragedy. Yeah, they always have week 9. I'm gonna have to get used to that. So this is the buys, and again, everyone they already have them updated on the website on every player on Underdog, which is sweet. They had them the next day. Now, here's how I think about things, and I give a little like score system. I try to simplify things down. So what I do is I look at, do they have a dome or weather controlled? Because obviously weeks 15 through 17, we're talking about the end of December, beginning of January, where weather is bad most places. But if they're in a dome or weather controlled, then that's a good factor, right? That you can look at a few places of good weather. There's not very many teams that I label as good weather. Like Miami is one of them, for instance. Tampa Bay list as good weather, San Fran. And then bad weather teams or cold. I also have variable weather. So the teams kind of like the Chiefs, where it could be terribly, dreadfully, awfully cold, right, in December in Kansas City. But also sometimes, the weather's weird, and sometimes there's like generally neutral games in December there too. So it's just kind of a strange thing. So also I look at who's playing the big matchups of the week. So like who plays the Thursday night games, the Sunday night games, the Monday night games, and I put a little bit more weight on those because they're generally conducive to fantasy environment normally. And same with Christmas Day. So I have a little scoring system here, as you can see, where it's basically 2 points for a dome, 1 point for good weather, -2 for bad, -1 for variable, and then 0.5s for primetime or Christmas Day games. So when we get to the end, after we kind of look through each team's schedule, you'll see I have a little scorecard made out. Thursday night should have -0.5 historically. Says you're not wrong, honestly. Thursday night, I actually should. I really should update to Thursday night being -0.5. You're very true.
Yeah.
So kicking off here. So this is the AFC East. I've done this by division. So you can see here who they play each of the 3 weeks. Specifically, the first thing that I always look is that week 17. Who are they playing in week 17? Is that a good matchup? Kind of like the guys we're talking about earlier. And Zero says, I think Dome should honestly be worth 5. And that's that. I mean, I could play around with this formula. It's just sort of a simple math formula. I just like just to kind of have just something to look at easily. So you see, I've got labeled here each environment. So you can just sort of look and see that little icon. But what stands out to me here with this particular division is that the Dolphins and the Bills, they're your division matchup, and they play each other in that final week, and it's at Miami. So that should be a good scoring environment. That's the number one thing that stands out to me from this. Also, really, the Patriots and the Chiefs, they play a primetime game. Oh, wouldn't you know, the Chiefs have a lot of primetime games, Cory.
It's actually down from last year from 8 to 6.
But looking at this division, anything here that you want to point out or take away, or you want to just move on to the next one?
This
is a great point. Overseas games are usually, yes. Now, there are no overseas games here in weeks 15 through 17. We won't be dealing with that, but that's a great point. They're always terrible. I always wake up and it's 0 to 6 at halftime.
Yeah, and there's so many this year, so many international games. But it is what it is.
But yeah, so you didn't have really anything to point out from this. You ready to
move on? I mean, I would say just the ones that that stick. Actually, it's interesting that Dolphins actually in Miami in week 17. That's big, because if that were flip-flopped, then I mean, not that you're overdrafting Dolphins anyway, but we talked about it before. I mean, that Dolphins at Green Bay game, like that's a nightmare for warm weather teams. That Patriots Broncos too in week 17, don't like that. That just screams low scoring. But yeah, there's some there's some interesting ones there. That honestly, Jets Cardinals, I kind of like that. But yeah, I mean, overall, pretty solid slate. There's a few games that scare me a little bit, but otherwise, it's solid.
Yeah, the Jets Cardinals definitely stands out. Yeah. All right, next to the AFC North. So here, very first thing that you see, the Week 17 playoff game is the Thursday night game, which will be New Year's Eve at 8. So all the times, by the way, are Eastern time zone. We're in Central, Cory and I, but I put everything on the graphic for Eastern time zone, since when you look online, that's what it always says first. But yeah, how about Bengals Ravens at Cincinnati on New Year's Eve, kicking off that final week? That's going to be a fun game to kick off the last
Hopefully
week of
hopefully
matchups
it's
in Week
better than
17.
so. Les, I don't know if you remember the Bengals Ravens game. Was it Thanksgiving or Christmas? It was Christmas, something like that. But it was Burrow had come back, but the Ravens just put up a stinker. It was supposed to be we just assumed they were going to go nuts on that Bengals defense, and they didn't. It was awful. So
Yeah,
they owe us a better game.
I hope they give it to us. And Chad says the weather is going to be so bad. It could be. Cincinnati is a place I gave the question mark, right? So they're a knock against you for weather, but I don't think it's not like Buffalo or Green Bay where I'm like, oh, it's going to be bad, right? But anyway, yeah, I thought that one was very interesting right there. And then we'll move on. I don't want to stick too long to this because I want to be able to get to a draft with you guys soon. Then we got the AFC South. So takeaways here for me from a Week 17 matchup: Jacksonville versus the Commanders.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
That's
into
a fun
that.
one. That's
Yeah,
a fun
and
one.
that one is going to be a Saturday game. They haven't announced the times for the Saturday games. There's going to be multiple that day, but I'm pretty into that.
Yeah, that's a good one.
All
That is a
right.
good one.
Next up, the AFC West. Now, this is your division, Cory. This is the one you're invested in.
It is, yeah.
So just let you go ahead and take a look at this and tell me what you see here. What kind of stands out to you?
Um, Actually, Chiefs Chargers. I like that, and division games in these kind of spots always make me a little nervous because they play each other twice a year. They every year, so they know each other, they know tendencies, all that kind of stuff. So division games are really hard to predict and get excited. I feel like Chiefs Chargers, everyone always gets so excited for it, and then it ends up being like 17-20 or something, or even if not lower, it's just kind of an ugly game. But that's a big one. That's a lot of implications in that one. And it's in LA, so no weather issues. And
Yep,
watch out for that Raiders Cardinals. That's a good one.
I couldn't agree more. And Zero pointed it out here, and this was a big takeaway when I made this graphic last night. Raiders, all three weather-controlled dome games in the final three matchups. So nothing against them. The Chargers, good. They're in a good spot too, because the only game that's not in LA is in Miami. So that's really nice. The Chiefs, however, they have two pretty tough matchups in Week 15 and 16. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think those could still be good scoring games, right? You see that the Patriots game, that's going to be the Monday nighter, so the final game of the week. And then the Broncos, they kind of stand out the least from this, right? As far as their playoff matchups, especially that Week 17 at the Patriots, which again, that could end up being who knows, that could be great, but also that could be a tough game from a weather and two defenses that those would be two teams that could be battling for the playoffs.
So, and what did we say? Was it Bills were at Miami in Week 17, right?
I can go back to it. I think,
but I'm pretty sure. The only reason I was saying that is because where that's great. That Week 16, not so great. Like in Denver, whew. And well, if you remember the playoff game, Josh Allen had the worst playoff game of his career. He turned the ball over 4 times. The media won't tell you that, but he did turn the ball over 4 times in that one. So that's one to keep in mind.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Well, I thought this division was fascinating.
Oh, sure. It is every year. Yeah. I mean, it's always something. Yeah.
But again, big takeaways for me: Chargers and Raiders. Those were the ones from the playoff weeks. Right. Next here, look at the Dallas Cowboys. Also pulling 3 dome or weather controlled games between being with the Rams, and then at home for the next 2 games versus Jags and Giants. They got a primetime game in week 16. So I mean, yeah, I thought that was really interesting. The Cowboys right there.
I love the cow. Yeah, I mean that's juice, especially the week 15. That's fun.
That is good. So I'll see, the thing is you can immediately think of ways that you can stack these teams together, and then you can look at so for instance, let's say I'm looking and I'm going Cowboys and Giants, and that's the first thing, and everyone's going to focus on the week 17. Well, then I want to add the Rams and the Jaguars. Well, what if I also then want to stack in who the Rams play in week 17 and who the Jaguars play in week 17, which I can see is the Commanders. So you see how like you can try to work in and just game stack multiple teams ways like that. It's something I always try to do every year. It's a lot easier said than done, but it's a fun process to try and do.
Yeah, Giants looks good, looks solid. Eagles, I don't love that at all. Commanders like it a lot, and Cowboys like it a lot.
Yeah, and like you said, the Eagles, look at that, back-to-back primetime games. The Eagles are going to be interesting this year. I don't know how good they'll be from like the previous couple of years, but I don't know. They're going to be fun. It's going to be a whole new world with AJ Brown gone.
Right.
Snowblind Comic says, except the Cowboys will be eliminated from the playoffs already by then.
Right. Yeah. Like at that week 17 game, I'm just hoping they're still starting starters. Like
right.
They hadn't been eliminated by then.
Exactly. Hopefully. Zero said Javonte won't let that happen.
Yeah. In Javonte, we trust.
NFC North. So here with the NFC North, so a couple things here. So first off, Bears Lions, right? That's the first thing that's easiest to look at to me and say they play in week 17. Immediately, a lot of people, most people are going to be looking at week 17 matchups and having comeback plays. And I do think that's a good thing, but it's not necessary. It's not like it's for sure. But I like to go that one step further. That's why this is how my mind works in playing around with these things. Back a couple years ago, Cory, 2 years ago, there was a beautiful, with this division right here, there was a beautiful stack where I could work in all of these teams, the Bears, Lions, Packers, and Vikings. They all played each other, and then the people that they played against also had games against each other. And I remember it was the Saints and the Commanders, and I'd have to go back now in my brain, but I remember those right off the gates. And so, but this has been a fun division for me to stack here. So this is just something that I always am a takeaway from the NFC North. Now this year, look at the Vikings. That's a fun.
That is a great schedule.
Playoff week schedule. So again, who knows if Kyler will be there? What'll be happening? There's no telling. But if he is, and they're like rolling, like this just stands out. Like Vikings could eat in these 3 weeks.
Yeah, it's a great schedule.
All right, next division, NFC South. So this is also one that's chock full of good playoff week environments, as you see. So, I may have missed one up. Steelers play Ravens in week 15. He says, well, hey, you know what? I hope I didn't mess any else up. Let me show you real quick how I did this. It's pretty sweet. Look at this, Cory. So basically what I did is I wrote these pages out where I literally like wrote every one of these.
Oh, yeah.
And then I put it into ChatGPT and told it the little font format that I wanted. And then I just went in and added in these little icon graphics later. But who knows? I could have wrote something down wrong. But it was fun. It was fun. I'm making these graphics. There are my Saints and Falcons.
They turned out great. They do look great.
Generational bags. Hey, I appreciate it, Snowblind. Yeah, I appreciate it. I hope I didn't make any other mistakes, but I was sitting here writing them down, so I could have. If so, it was a manual mistake by me. But anyway, so the other thing here, like I said, Saints and Falcons, those are the big two. But look at the Saints. I just absolutely love the Saints schedule here.
Yeah.
So, and I've heard on other things that the Saints have a full great season long schedule as well. I've heard that. I've heard the Saints and the Browns have really good season long schedules from listening to some others. So
yeah, Lions have a great schedule.
Appreciate it, Chad. He said very visually pleasing. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
All right, next division here. Now this one, I'm looking here. I don't see. Yeah, they're actually in the final week. There is no divisional matchups in the final week against each other, which is kind of interesting. I mean, I see the Seahawks and Rams play in week 16, but yeah, this division doesn't line up against each other a lot here in the playoff weeks. With that said, though, look at the Cardinals. That was a big one that also stood out.
Yeah, San Fran, that is a rough schedule. That's brutal.
Yeah, very rough. But again, I just was like, ooh. Did I just say San Fran? I did, didn't I?
Yeah. You said Arizona was
that's
great.
What I
said
say,
San Fran. Yep.
Okay. Sorry, my brain I just double checked myself. Like, wait, did I say San Fran? No, Arizona was the one. Yeah, that I'm like, oh man. But like you said, San Fran's pretty nice too. It's that game versus the Chiefs where that'll probably end up, even though it's at Kansas City, that should be a good scoring play. Game.
We have historically over the last 5 or so years. There's any San Fran fans out there? Close your ears. We have had a lot of success against them. 2 Super Bowls and just absolutely bludgeoning them in the regular season. So that's a tough one right there. And don't sleep on the Chiefs defense this year.
You hear that, Brock Purdy?
But that Rams Seahawks, man, if they can give us a repeat of those games last year, baby. Because that's what it was last. It was the semifinal, right? Yeah, where the Stafford Puka, where they erupted. Yeah, so we're just getting it. They're running it back.
Run it back, baby.
Let's go.
All right, now, so here's what I did with that simple scoring system that I laid out at the beginning, where 8 points is the max. This is what comes out where you add in the 0.5 for primetime and Christmas Day games, and you see the teams at the top there: the Chargers, the Cowboys, the Cardinals, the Raiders, the Jaguars, Lions, Saints, Buccaneers, Rams, Vikings, and Giants. All of those in the top environment games. What I actually did earlier, just to kind of run through and see how it would work, I started a team, a puppy, and I did one where I just starred all of these 11 teams players and drafted one with just these 11 teams, and it turned out really good. Like it kept falling nicely because you never know what teams you can stack and where it will fall. But I start all these guys, and every time it came to my pick, there was someone that I liked there. So anyway, I just thought that was kind of a fun stand. I've only had a chance to do it just once earlier this morning. But yeah, this is again just a simple point breakdown just to get a general idea. No science behind this. That's great. You guys just saw the way that I come to this info.
Will we be able to access these slides or this information?
So I'm glad you just asked that because I was going to say that. I'm going to send them to you, Corey.
I am going to post them on the Instagram
and then you can post them on Instagram. Yep.
I'll post them on the Instagram account. It's at Best Ball Draft Addicts. So
yep. And again, give
us a follow if you're on the gram. We appreciate
so many ways you can look at this. And again, I just think this is just a simple way to look at it. And this is a little bit more where, so I kind of went with the same thing, but added just a little bit extra here to get an out of 10 score. But this is specifically for week 17 matchups. And when I did this, the Chargers and Chiefs game turned out as the number one best game of that week, of week 17. So just kind of interesting, right? I don't know. I just wanted to kind of point this out.
Could be a lot of implications there in fantasy and in real life.
And I loved how this graphic turned out because literally after I put all of those sheets in, I literally just typed and I told ChatGPT, I was like, all right, I want another graphic, but I want it to do this, add this in here. And then it spit this out. I'm like, oh, this looks really good. So I like that. But anyway, so that was just a simple way to kind of think about the schedule release for how it comes to drafting, playoff weeks. Just know, I mean, you can simplify it down to just focus on week 17, but there are so many ways that you can get there. And also, none of it may matter. It could be teams that get there that have no correlation whatsoever. It could be completely random. But, I do think that it's fun every year trying to predict how these week 15 through 17 games will go and then build lineups accordingly. It's something I have a lot of fun doing. Doesn't always work, but it's a lot of fun to do. Well, Cory, bud, do you got any other thoughts on this before you're ready to go?
No, I appreciate you doing all. No, it's awesome that you did. I mean, this is great information. You don't really hear about this kind of stuff like in this presented this way. So I think that this is great information to keep in mind. And like you said, it's always evolving. There's going to be players that get hurt, even in the off season. So this data is going to keep changing. But as of right now, this is where it's at. But again, just follow along, and we'll keep updating as the NFL does. Keeps us on our toes.
Absolutely. And I myself, I'll be going through and doing a lot more of like what I just showed you, but kind of go through and really dissect those weeks and kind of come up with ways that I can see them kind of work together. So if I come up with anything that I really like later on, I'll be sure to tell you guys. I have no problem with that whatsoever.
That site, real quick, that site, that as far as tracking exposures that you use for baseball, is that live for football yet?
I checked the other day and it was not. Let's find out real quick here. I load it right now. All right. They're working on it because they didn't have this. They have the schedule updated on there now. But whenever I go to the NFL Best Ball portfolio tracker, it still says under development, check back soon. So not yet. All right. Well, guys, so we're not going to wait too much longer, and we are going to go ahead and jump in and get us some SuperFlex drafts going. So we can do either the field general, or they actually dropped a new one that I saw. That's what's it called? The Frenchie, but SuperFlex, I believe. It's a $10 2-entry max. I haven't done either of those yet, so I'd be down to do that too. So yeah, what do you guys think? Any of you now? Some of you guys, you may have already done your Frenchie entries. You may want to go ahead and do the field general. So Chad says field, please. I'm good with that. That's no problem. You good with that, Cory?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I'm good. Well, I've got it pulled up, so I'll be ready to do a countdown. And any of you guys out there that want to go ahead and draft along with us, get ready. We'll do a countdown. And Cory,
I'm stalling right just for a few seconds to give everybody a.
All right, got to get that feeling. The right time to click.
Okay. All right, ready? Let's go in 3, 2, 1. Enter.
Come on. 2 more.
Waiting for one.
I hope you guys are able to jump in this. I hope some of you guys could get in this with us. All right, let's see.
Hey, we're back to back.
Yeah, we got 6 and 7. 0. Yep, 0. Hey, look, 0 and Chad both got in at 9.
Both got in at 9 and 10. All right.
Nice.
So we're running the back half of the draft, boys.
We sure are. If anybody else is in here, and let us know. Let us know in the chat. All right. Let me go ahead and get Underdog pulled up on here for us. All right. Let's see.
Oh, 0. Shout out real quick. I had my we started our slow draft the other night. I had the first pick. You know who I went with. You know I went Jamar. That's the way to go. I was like that. I went back and forth on a couple guys, but what was I really ever going to do that? No. It's been Jamar since the second I saw the draft order. I was like, that's Jamar Chase. Just give him to me.
Just give him to me. It is Jamar.
Do you
No,
think do you
I
think
knew you
third
were going
round
to do it.
13 is too early for Kelsey? I didn't. He just got taken in 13. So anyway, uh,
King of QC, thanks for being in here with us tonight.
hey, nice.
Love it.
Heck
He's at
yeah,
pick 4, so he picks
four.
just before us.
Josh Allen just went first. What?
No way. What were you saying just
No.
before that, Corey? I'm sorry.
I was just saying Kelsey at in round 13. I feel like that's a little rich for for a startup. Or am I wrong? It's not bad, I
for
guess.
one more year.
It's
It's not
just for
bad.
probably it's 1 year. I mean, there's guys that have a lot of years left. So I don't know.
Yeah. You want to know something I just hit me? When we drafted the other day, Corey, and
Yeah.
did the field generals the other day, I got pick 6 every time. I got pick
Oh
6
yeah.
again.
Six six
This is
six.
my
Oh
my
yeah.
fourth straight
Oh
pick
man.
6
Man.
on stream in the field general. Crazy.
Man. Who are you, Jameis? Pick sixes everywhere.
So I took in the 3 from the previous stream the other day. I took Jaden, Drake May, and Jamar Chase. I almost feel like going Puka Nakua right now just to change it up.
Well, Michelle McKay, change it up.
I'm going to. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I almost just went right back. I mean, obviously I could have, but with 4 straight drafts at pick 6, I'm going to try a different build each time.
Yeah, that's all right. I'll go Jaden.
All right. The do not draft, man. Whenever were you in with that the other day, or was that whenever you had left?
I think it was whenever I had left. Yeah,
Did you
I went
ever
back
go back and watch that?
I
Last
was
draft?
I watched after I watched most of it after like I went back and watched the part that I missed.
Oh, dude, yeah. At the end of it, Chad was like, "Do you guys see this? Do not draft." And I didn't get it. I didn't understand what he was talking about. And then he ended up actually taking him with the last pick. And once I saw them, I'm like, "Oh, I get it," because he even said it's like the guy's name is Do Not Draft.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's so funny. He says Jamar 101.
Well, yeah. Appreciate that, brother. I wasn't brave enough to do it. I should have. Well, I'm sorry. This draft's already done. I'm screwed. Should have gone Jamar. But you should see my team in this slow draft we're doing right now. I mean, honestly, I don't know. I don't know how they're even allowing me to put this team together. It's insane.
Cory has really good wide receivers. So I pushed wide receiver. Took Tet early. I pushed it other than McMillan, and I have strong running backs. But I went with Brock Bowers at the 1-2. I screw it. All right, now back to me, and look at this. Smith and Jigba made it, and I could have Puka and Smith and Jigba. I might be able to get Stafford and Darnold theoretically with both of them in the next 2 rounds. Let's give it a try. Let's just see if it falls that way. And if not, well. But it's possible at least. Flacco comes preloaded on this SuperFlex team. He's just already there in round 20.
Go ahead and put that in ink.
Here, Cory. I'll show your team. Here's Cory's team. So
Chase, there was a trade. So.
And then right here, yeah, you see, because he did the pick swap. So he got Jefferson and Mahomes in the 2-3. And then Barkley, A.J. Brown, Bucky, Jameson, Swift, Mayfield, Worthy, Stowers, Gainwell, and Brooks. So the only thing that could for this year that could be a problem right now is tight end. But strong at every other position.
I specifically took Stowers knowing that there's still several veterans that are left. And again, Kelsey was probably my top option, but I just think round 13 is a little rich for a guy that's not going to be there next year. Yes, You read that right, Zero. I have Jamar, Jefferson, and A.J. Brown are my top 3 receivers. OMG. Yeah.
Is that allowed?
They let me do it. It was unreal. I was like, I got offered that trade, like a pick swap, because the guy he's a big Cowboys fan, was on tilt. Our buddy Dave was on tilt because someone sniped CeeDee Lamb from him. He's like, just, wanted to move back. And I was like, Justin Jefferson's on the board, baby. I will move up. And that's just, whew, God, just talking about it gets me excited.
No Stafford for me, by the way. He went. The guy at the turn, the one, he went ahead and grabbed him there. Okay, whatever you want, guy. Go ahead and do it. Zero says Cory assembling a God squad.
I'm telling you, man. Like, the build started as, in any dynasty startup, you let the draft come to you. But I decided to go with, like, it's a 2 to 3 year window team, and then supplement and take those younger guys a little later, a la Stowers and whatnot. So I'm very, very, very happy with it. Let's see.
So I waited too long, I think. I went ahead and grabbed Jordan Love because sorry to kind of switch over here real quick, but I went ahead and grabbed Jordan Love there because I know I can stack some Packers guys late and I don't have to spend up for Packers guys. I guess I could have done the same thing with Baker too, but now I'm hoping that Sammy D makes it to the next go around. He may not. Let's see what Zero and Chad do. So Zero went with Kyler and Chad went with Shuck. Look at Chad starting with 3 straight quarterbacks. That's an interesting build.
I considered it because there were so many names still there. I actually did think about it, and then going like, it's almost kind of bully quarterback, I guess, if that's. But yeah, because I mean, there's a good amount still there.
Yeah, well, there's not going to be soon. And I'm like crossing my fingers, just hoping something falls back to me. Come on, Sammy D. Now, if he does go, I could pivot to Willis and be fine. It'd be fine. I can take a running quarterback, but it's not great. Definitely, this is the first time that I've started Puka and Smith and Jigba, though. I've definitely not done that.
Yeah.
Zero says
it's unique. It's unique, that's for sure.
I think I sniped the 11-hole guy.
He's punching air right now.
Yeah, because the guy who took Jefferson. Oh, I'm sure you did. Oh, man. Zero getting Bowers at the 4-4. Chad going with Love at the 4-3. Dang it. There goes Sammy D. Son of
I knew. That's what I was going to say. I was going to mess with you a little bit and be like, I could just grab Sammy D and call it a day. But then, oh boy, went right for me. And then Rashid Rice for Pat. I mean, that's an obvious one.
Now I'm pushing it. And I'm going to take Jacobs and stack. Well, it's a little stack. I guess Jacobs isn't. I mean, it's the same team, of course, but he doesn't catch a ton of passes, but he does some. So there's some nice little correlation in there. Go ahead and get my first running back off the board, and then let's just see who makes it back around here, because this is just going to be your old-fashioned push QB and SuperFlex. What could go wrong with that strategy?
Literally nothing.
Hey, I appreciate you tried. You tried to leave me Darnold. And I would have taken Baker, too. That's also something. If he would have been there, I would have done that hands down. Grab Tyrod later. Yeah, it'll be fine.
It's fine.
Yeah, no worries. All right, let's check out over at pick 4 what King of QC's doing. So he started off Gibbs and Janty, so double strong running back. And then just went Goff and Stroud. Goff with the Gibbs pair, and then Stroud to set up some future Texans. So, yeah, I like that. I like that start for your team too a lot, my friend.
I'm kind of upset with myself for starting going QB. I like how the boards fell pretty well for folks that didn't take QB in round 1 or 2.
Unless you're me.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but What? Because I was gonna say, yeah, you're fine.
Local says, yeah, Jacobs does cannibalize Love, but if they're both humming then they will all score. Big fan of Love. Yeah, I do too. Jacobs had a sick receiving TD last year. He can. I know Jacobs can catch the ball, but that's not a big part of his game.
Yeah, he went years without a receiving touchdown to
Right,
start his
right.
career.
And then there was always like, oh, if they threw to him, he could. And then if we pulled up his career stats, I feel like the last few years, like in my mind, like 20 to 30 receptions a year. I'm gonna just pull it up and see.
Yeah, just use the Google machine.
I got Pro Football Reference up right here. Although it always has to validate and do this thing of like verifying that you're a human, which I don't understand why it does it for Pro Football Reference and it never does it for me for baseball, but whatever.
Yeah.
Targets, receptions, 36, 36, 37. Yeah, so, oh my gosh, am I screwed? All right. Geno Smith, come on down.
Geno.
Please tell me he has a different buy. I didn't even look.
Oh man.
Oh, okay. So let's go. Let's go star Garrett Wilson and cross my fingers he makes it. ADP says he will be there.
He should, yeah. Maybe you got some Jets guys out there though. I was going to say zero. Like I almost said that he didn't get. But I couldn't remember if his last year in Vegas, if that's when he got it. But because I remember when it happened, I didn't know that stat until he got that receiving touchdown, and then that's when they were like, "That's his first career receiving touchdown." I was like, "No way."
Yeah, it is. It was in 24. Yeah, because from 19 to 23, no receiving touchdowns with Vegas.
Yeah, I mean, when you leave the Raiders, good things tend to happen.
Good things do tend to happen, and Josh Jacobs has been
just ask for Andy Moss.
All right.
Yeah, I believe it. That's wild. I mean, because he was in Vegas for what? Was it 5 years?
5 years.
Yeah, it would have been 5 years, right? Yeah, it's because he was first round pick. So I'm assuming they picked up the option. So
yeah, 21 and 22, he had 54 receptions and 53 receptions. So those were big spike years, 21 and 22. Okay, coming back to us. You are up, sir.
We're gonna go Hendo here.
All right. Now, I could try to push Garrett Wilson, but I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to go ahead and grab him. Now I've got 3 super strong wide receivers, and I don't take a ton of Wilson. Local says Team 12 is building something interesting over there. Let's go take a look at Team 12. He started off with Herbert and Caleb, and then Hampton, Chase Brown, Scadaboo, and McConkey. Yeah, that is very interesting. Let's see if he can add some Bears stack pieces in there. But no, I do like that build. I am a fan. Cory, I love of course, the Henderson pick. You know that.
I know. Yeah. I love the Garrett Wilson pick.
Yeah, I know. Exactly. We picked each other's boys there.
Yeah. I'll just, you know what? I might send you a trade offer.
Yeah, go ahead. I'll think about it.
Yeah, just give it a think. Give it a think. That's all I'm asking.
Did you see yesterday, Cory? Because I just noticed Zero took Mendoza to pair with Bowers as his QB2. Did you see the whole Mendoza and Cousins stepbrothers stuff? It was so funny.
No, I don't think I did.
You didn't? Oh man, it's great. You need to check it out. It's like when they did their schedule release stuff, and they did this whole little bit, and then there's these pictures that are posted. Oh, it's funny.
I'll check it out.
Kirk Cousins is wearing a Yoda shirt.
No, I was so wrapped up in that we had a startup and a dynasty rookie draft start pretty much at the same time, and one of them was a league that I run, so I was so wrapped up in all of that I missed all the schedule release stuff and stuff like that. So The only thing I just went and looked at the Chiefs schedule, got mad at the bye week, saw that they play prime time on my birthday. And then after that, I was like, all right, that's all I need to see.
That's it. Okay, we're coming back around. They went back-to-back Bears. All right, so there's a lot of running backs that just went in that little stretch. Oh, yeah, because I still only have one running back.
Big fall for Colston Loveland.
I mean,
maybe not that bad, but I mean, nine. It's bad, but
it doesn't feel great. But
take us through your thought process.
I'm just gonna grab that third QB. Because Brissett at least can score me some points and maybe help get me there. Yeah, I don't love it. But whenever I just didn't feel good about my QB room with this draft. And I didn't want to spend up. I didn't want Chuba. I didn't want to spend up at running back whenever I can just wait until see who's there with the come around and feel fine. And then I actually Tucker Kraft.
For real. Wolf.
What did he say? Oh, Shadur getting mentored by Deshaun versus Fernando with Kirk is night and day.
Just could not be more. Man.
So bullish for Mendoza.
Yeah. Yeah, whenever Fernando needs some sort of massage therapy, Kirk will send him to the team trainer.
I'm going to look this real quick, Cory. I got to remember what.
You're going to have to call me.
He says here.
Chains. Cool.
Yeah, so Kirk Cousins says, you're going to have to call me Kirko Chains. And then Mendoza says, you're going to have to call me the Nandalorian. Like, oh, it's funny stuff. Local says, the double wide receiver slot, while it's possibly winning combo, just feels like it when you put behind the A-ball at QB and running back. I know. It does. It really does. And that's what I've done to myself.
I grabbed my third. I went to having Drake London and just hope he's the quarterback next year.
Well, good luck, buddy. I hope so too. And you're not going to take Penix, I'm sure, because you would probably have to swing around to take him. But you theoretically could, but I'm sure you don't want to.
And not going to lie, total transparency, I was not paying attention to bye weeks. I need to get that in my brain right now. Was not looking at bye weeks.
Oh yeah. Well, did you just draft some competing buys?
No, I have not. I clicked Tua, and then I was like, oh, I need to check buys.
Yeah. Well, you know what? It's a great point too, because whenever I took those first two with Puka and Smith and Jigba, I also wasn't looking or thinking about it. But they have the same buy, which is week 11. And that's also the Packers buy. So my team is going to be absolutely screwed in week 11.
Well, right now, the only conflict is because I was able to get the top pass catcher for each of my quarterbacks. So, I like that pairing. That fell nicely.
Yeah, it does. I always love whenever that comes together like that. Got to love when a good plan comes together. Yeah, and 0, round 16 to 20, just looking for tools and traits. Absolutely. Scouting deep. You never know.
Tools and traits.
That's team name right there.
It is, actually.
Okay. 2 picks away. Let's see what King of QC does. Michael Penix, he went ahead and grabbed Penix. So he got the nice Loveland fall there a couple rounds ago. Gibbs, Janty, and Bucky. Yeah, you did get Nico. I didn't notice that earlier. You did. Once you had taken Stroud, I was wondering if Nico fell. He did. That's perfect. Ooh, oh, man, Ramondre the pick before. That's what I was about to do. Okay, so Josh Jacobs by 11. RJ Harvey, Kyle Monungai. Let's go Kyle Monungai because I'm not against taking Dobbins if he falls or Jonah Coleman later. So leave that. I don't want another week 11. All right. I am happy to get Kraft that last one though. Yeah, Corum. So that works out nice for you too, because he is the same buy as Trayvon, but that's not a big deal. I actually was going to mention this. I don't think there's any right or wrong answer here. Surprised you passed on Marv. Well, I wasn't looking at wide receiver. Otherwise, that could have been a great spot for Marv. You are 100% right to pair with Brissett. That could have been a great spot. I was just thinking in my mind, I have one running back, and I'm going to need to start bulking it. So, but great call out there. So whenever it comes to how many at each position that you're drafting, how many guys that you feel comfortable with that have the same bye week, again, I don't think there's a right or wrong answer here specifically. Well, there's a wrong. I mean, you don't want everyone with the same bye, but as far as people's opinions, I don't think there's a right or wrong. I generally think if I'm looking at drafting three at something, I'd like for them all to have different buys, but obviously, at least you don't want more than two if you're just drafting like 3 QBs or 3 tight ends. But ideally, you want them all different buys. If you're doing 5 running backs or 6 running backs, I'm okay. If you're doing 5, I would want no more than 2 with the same buy. If I'm doing 6, I could live with 3, but I would still prefer 2. With wide receivers, if you're doing 7 or 8, I would look at no more than 3 in a 7 or 4 in an 8, and even that's stretching it. Again, I would really, ideally, I wouldn't want more than 2 or 3 at each position to have the same buy. What do you think about that, Cory?
I'm sorry, I was making my pick.
Just talking about the bye weeks.
Yeah.
What you're comfortable with drafting. Let me guys know in the comments too what you guys are like. Do you worry about having too many at a position at a buy? Do you look at your team as a whole and your buys, because again, I look at it at each position and I don't want to have more than that at each position.
Yeah, I don't go crazy about it. Like, I think later in a draft it might be a little more on my mind, because like if I'm not going to pass up a superstar or whatever because of a buy. If it's a good player, I'm just going to take. But you also, that's on the back end. You need those players to supplement those bye weeks. That's going to be their main goal, or your main goal in these guys that are going to have spike weeks. So that's probably, if I'm going to start really looking at buys, it's toward the end of the draft.
Yeah, I get you. And I'll go ahead and so Frizzle earlier said, is punting RB ideal till like maybe the 7th round? I'm assuming you mean in regular and not SuperFlex, but you could be meaning in SuperFlex as well. Either way, myself, no, that's not how I like to draft. I like to have at least, like, if I am going to wait till the 7th, I like to have at least one good one, like having McCaffrey or Henry already. But I generally like to spend up at RB more than push RB. This SuperFlex here I'm pushing RB, and I'm not loving how it's falling. It's not great. This isn't my favorite SuperFlex draft, but I'm trying something different here. Local says the same. I'm not punting RB. You need at least one guy who's a volume guy at minimum. I completely agree. Zero says, I don't worry about buys. Spike week. Oh, hold on.
Yep, you're up.
I'm about to. Okay. Go ahead and I'll add in Brooks here. Spike weeks make up for any missed points throughout the year. So Zero just doesn't put any worry into it at all. See, I generally don't worry. Like for instance, I will still take Puka and Smith and Jigba together, even though they have the same buy. And I'm not like, oh, I can't take my top 2 wide receivers with the same buy. Like that, I'm not worried about. It's just, I know that there's going to be injuries. There's going to be underproduction. So if I'm drafting 7 wide receivers on a normal team, and I know on any given week, I'm going to have between buys and, like I said, injuries or underproduction, I may have 2 or 3 of those guys out. That means I still need 2 or 3 to hit. So that's why I would rather try to diversify my buys. But again, it's not an end all be all to me. I just don't want 4 of my 5 running backs to have the same bye. I don't feel that taking a big hit like that is conducive.
Local football, locals makes a good point of like tight end and QB. It matters a lot more than running back and receiver because those are more bulk positions.
Yeah, I agree.
And even more important, I mean, quarterback's the most important for bye weeks, in my opinion. Not even, doesn't even have to be super flex.
Yeah, I would make an argument that tight end, maybe you don't have to worry a ton because tight end is the easiest position to take a 0 at in a week and be fine. Easiest by far, because tight end is by far the least scoring position. So on any given week, like if you have no tight end on a week, your team can still have a really high scoring week. Zero says last year you could have paired JT with 4 other RB same bye and advanced comfortably, and that's an extreme example. You could have paired Stafford with the same buys last year too. Yeah. Oh, I'm about to Matthew Golden. Let's get a stack piece there. Yeah, no, that's a good point. And again, I maybe this is why I asked the question. I find it so fascinating to see what you guys think, because I could even be over evaluating it too much. And I already think that I'm kind of laxed in my not worry, but I still put an emphasis on it. I do think, if anything else, especially in your bulk drafting over the summer, drafting based off of bye week different, it can help you just spread your shares out, is my point. Zero says my 3 RB so far have all week 8 buys.
F them buys.
That's right. F them buys.
F them buys.
Again, I just think it's, let's say this with tight end to kind of come back around. Something that happened 2 years ago that I'll never forget. Because I didn't think it was possible that a team could have advanced that did this strategy, but sure enough, it did. I did this $35, I forget what they called it, but it was a $35 single entry tournament back in 2024. And my team made the second round, the week 16. And I was at the cusp of advancing, watching my score in that final week. And the team that ended up surpassing me, I couldn't believe, and made the final week of that tournament, was a team that only drafted one tight end. They only drafted one. And the one tight end they drafted was Jonnu freaking Smith. And of course, that team was able. I couldn't believe they were there to surpass me even.
And it all happened at the most important part. It was all in the second half of the season. It was like that was a cheat code.
He was a cheat code. Let's go Sadiq here. But anyway, that's just an example of how I know that, to me, in my mind, that sort of proved that you can eat low tight end scores, and your team still advance. But again, Jonnu hit perfectly for him at the end of that year. He actually didn't do good in the final week. I remember, like, he didn't have a good week 17.
Oh, did he not?
But he was like nails the 5 or 6 games prior.
Yeah.
Pair bye week teams together to get unique teams through to the playoffs. That's also another good point. If you know that people in general are going to be, spreading out the bye week teams, that by pairing them together and it does advance, then you've got a unique build. That's a great point. It could work for early buys prior to week 10, but I was fighting for top of pod and had buys week 14 and got dunked on. That's another great point, local. The Cardinals, who have that great playoff schedule, they are 14 bye. Let me go back to real quick. Back to this earlier. Cowboys. Then they have that's the other 14, and they've got that really good playoff week schedule. See, move that, get this back on there. Move, add. Anyway,
we are in round 14. I have yet to take a tight end.
Oh, look at you.
I know.
Tight end pusher.
They call me an innovator.
Zero says my BBM finals teams last year was like 85 points back in week 14 and advanced by 30 points even with CMC on bye because Pollard spiked 28. Ooh, yeah, the random Tony Pollard spike. You gotta love that. He was huge down the stretch. There's your first tight end.
I was sweating that one. I was like, please, Chig, please.
And that was a stack piece too, wasn't it?
It sure was. Just the way I planned it. Nailed it.
Gotta love when a good plan comes together. Duke Dean, how's it going, buddy? Nice to see you in here tonight. Hope you're
What's
doing
going on,
well.
brother?
Hope baseball season's advancing nicely. I scored 160 points week 14, and the other guy did it. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, to me, I have the opposite. I have like local where week 14 can screw me a lot. But again, I don't think I'm not going to draft in fear of week 14 because again, the Cowboys and like for instance, the Cowboys and the Cardinals, George Pickens, Trey McBride, the end of the 2-3 swing, that's not going to make me be like, oh, I'm not going to take them because I don't like the week 14 bye. That's just not going to come into play in my factor of them. Local said it might have been me then. Zero. Yeah, seriously. I know it could have been me too. Who knows? Oh, that's funny. So I grabbed Taj with that last one to get me another running back. I got a 3-5-4-2. You've got a 3-5-5-1. King of QC has a 3-4-5-2. Zero has a 3-4-5-2. And Chad has a 3-4-5-2. So we're all sitting pretty darn similar in our builds, other than you, Corey, sitting back at tight end.
Money. Man, Spencer, real quick, if I may ask a baseball question.
Yeah, hit me.
Who do we like as a streamer tomorrow? Brian Bayo at Atlanta. Stephen Kolek at the Cardinals. Let's see, Elmer Rodriguez, is he an opener? I don't know. I guess
no,
not.
He's actually
at the Mets. Hauser at the A's. Lorenzen at home, Arizona. Michaelis at home, Baltimore.
I'm leaning out of all those that you said, Bayo. So Bayo pitched really good his last game. Click on it real quick. Confirm
the last
that
couple
I'm right.
games, actually, yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, I know I've seen Bayo pitching well. And the other one that you said, hold on a second, it's my pick. Let's get these picks in here.
Yeah, sorry to deviate, guys.
That's okay. Juwan Jennings. Hey, I always love talking baseball. Get your pick in here. There it is. Your boy. He fell to you. TJ Hawkinson, come on down.
Yeah, why not?
Who was the one after? It was who played the Mets? Was it Elmer?
That was the Elmer. Yeah.
Mets?
Elmer, yeah.
So it's always kind of fun to pick on the Mets. You love his glue, yeah. Elmer Rodriguez Cruz, but he dropped the Cruz. So
yeah.
But yeah, no, I would just go Bayo. That's
okay.
Yeah.
Would you drop Trevor McDonald?
Kolek versus the Cardinals, real quick. That's because the Cardinals have been winning, so I would stick with Bayo. Go ahead.
Should I drop Sean Burke, Patrick Corbin, or TJ or Trevor McDonald?
Definitely I would not drop Sean Burke. I mean, Corbin is the one that
he's just been bad back-to-back weeks. So.
Bobby, what's up, buddy?
Hey, buddy.
But I don't know. I wouldn't feel like I'd want to do that. I mean, the White Sox have pitching has been kind of on a roll, which is kind of crazy to say. But Patrick Corbin's the one that it's like, whatever, you can cut him loose. I actually don't know what he's been doing though. Patrick Corbin, I've not been following.
You jerk. Fine.
What'd you do? Another tight end?
I did, but Antonio Williams is who I wanted, and he went to pick 4.
Stribling, come on down.
But Corbin's actually hasn't been bad. He just doesn't strike anybody out hardly. But I don't know. Maybe I'll just drop him.
Yeah. Again, it's Patrick Corbin.
Yeah.
All right. I want to missed a few comments here. I want to go back. So Zero.
Yeah.
Said
Sorry, guys.
year,
I totally hijacked the conversation on that one. That's on me.
That's all right, buddy. Last year I built Super Fragile, focus on upside and not on advance rates, and ended up with high advance rates anyway. Love that. Now, Zero, I'm interested to know, for you and your own self, what do you consider a high advance rate? This is something that I find fascinating. And then it says, I'm not saying disregard bye weeks and build dangerously for no reason, but overly worrying can make you miss out on potentially potent stacks as well. Great advice that I love. Chig and Hawk are two players that make passing on tight end a bit easier mentally, for sure.
Yeah.
And
Chig, Hawk, and
Chig
Njoku. I honestly, yeah, like Chig, Hawk, and Njoku. Like I can live with that.
Absolutely, you can. Zero says also, Bobby says, first football content I've taken in. Now that the schedule is out, I live vicariously through you guys drafting. Well, I love it, buddy. I don't know if you saw earlier, we kind of did a little schedule discussion specifically for what it means for Underdog here. But yeah, love having you in here with us, my friend. I just keep remembering how Daniels peppered Ertz and Chig is like 100 years old and he's more athletic. I know that's exactly my thoughts.
That's what I'm saying.
I've said this. I'm like,
young, athletic. It's lining up perfect.
How good Ertz was 2 years ago. Chig, that's why I'm like, don't look at what Chig's done. It's what he could do.
Yeah. Because I was gonna say that. I mean, he got a 3-year, $27 million contract, $9 million a year. That's real money.
That's real money. Giolito's starting tomorrow. Oh, I did not see that. He's back, baby.
Yeah, because the team I was just telling you about, I've held on to him this whole time because I'm really smart.
Who are they playing? Let's see. It's the Padres. Who are they playing? Mariners. They're playing the Mariners tomorrow. All right. Nice. Good luck, Lucas.
I haven't looked at I haven't paid attention to his rehab starts lately. He was getting shelled when he first came back, but he's just working the kinks out.
I had the most puppy one playoff teams around 25 to 30% advance rates overall post draft. Beautiful. Okay, good. And I'm super glad to hear you say this as your answer. And 11 finals teams. Oh, you lucky dog. 11 finals teams. That's incredible. I built mostly 2 QB and 2 to 3 tight end. This is a big takeaway also for me too. I'll tell you why in just a minute. Bobby says, yeah, I came in late, but watch that schedule breakdown, then jumped into live. Oh, appreciate it, Bobby. I'll get an NFL drafts when our MLB first round advance. I remember you told us that in baseball. That'll be coming up in August. So we will definitely, and I know you'll have some baseball money coming. All right, back to us, Cory. But until then, we'll be drafting, several nights a week. So super glad having you here, Bobby. All right. Who'd you just go with? Look at you with four.
We're going to do 4.
4. Nice. I like it.
Yeah. I mean, the bye weeks are, no, they're fine. I mean, 2 6s, 2 7s. That's fine.
Uh-oh.
We can live with that.
Oof, that was close. I almost just got autoed there as I was scrolling. All right, this is
with a Mahomes
SuperFlex
nice build. I thought about Fields having Mahomes, but nah, I'm in for a penny and for a pound. We're just gonna stick with him.
Yeah,
he ain't gonna miss any time, guys. Don't worry. Draft with confidence.
I'll jump into these at that time. You guys getting BBMs in too? Yeah. So I'm sure Cory will probably.
We haven't yet. Yeah, we haven't yet on the stream, but
I have, but we haven't. And I've only done one on stream. It was my first entry. I think I'm at 7 now. I'm not going to be maxing it out or anything, but I'll probably do 50-ish this year, and I will do more on stream for those as well. I just haven't done a lot recently.
Yep,
If
0. I'm
neighbors,
same. Mhm.
yeah, take him over
I
Puka. Yeah,
of first round picks, like Neighbors was my highest exposure of first round picks last year. So
hits
that was a tough one.
hits matter more than misses for sure. Highest exposure last year with Matthew Golden. Oh man, you were all over him. Yeah, see, I that's when I wasn't.
Oh yeah.
Here's why I was bringing this up. So, Zero, when you said earlier, I always wonder, what do people in their own minds, how do they rate themselves? How I have rated myself an Underdog for the last 5 years now, based off my own my goal. It used to be 20%. I wanted 20% of my teams, but since 2024 and 2025, my goal has been to have 30% of my teams. I've wanted 30% of my teams to advance, and I have almost accomplished it last year. Hold on, I'm back again. Last year, I had out of a total of, like, this is not my SuperFlex teams, but of all the main slate, I had 440 something total main slate teams from all the puppies and all the other tournaments, and I had 29% of them advance, and I was super, super happy with that. But with all of that said, I only had 2 teams make it into the final week. I had 100 teams that advanced, and I had 2 that made it to week 17. So yeah, see, and I did a lot of 3 builds, a lot of 3s, because 3-5-7-3 has traditionally been what I have done the most. So that tells me a lot, is that my focus on bye weeks and my focus on having 3 at positions, that you had the same advance rates, but then you advance the advancing teams better by having the 2 and 2. And it's also a takeaway, because I've talked to Cory about this, how a lot of my best advancing teams were ones that got into week 16, were ones that had 2 and 2. So I've been doing a lot more 2 builds in the regular. We're talking about the regular 18 rounds. My advance rates in Superflex have been crap. I've been really bad, under 20% last year. I was very disappointed.
Oh yeah. Anyone watching the Rousey Gina Carano fight tonight? Forgot that was on.
Oh man, my girl Crush.
Yeah, Crush, American Gladiator. She's
Yeah,
back.
yeah, she's
She said
back.
she like weigh-ins were yesterday for it, and she's lost. She said she's lost over 100 pounds.
Oh man, she's getting back
Yeah,
into fighting shape. Well, I liked
yeah.
her more, like her Mandalorian. I miss her in the Mandalorian so bad. Like, I don't want to get into a Gina Carano rant, but Star Wars has gone downhill ever since they fired her. All right, Zero. I want to get back into some comments here. Zero, at Bucky injury crushed me, and Golden not showing up hurt bad. Oh, no doubt. I faded Bucky for JT, so that helped. Oh yeah, and that's another thing. I was not big on JT last year. I should have been more. on JT last year. Jones going down killed my Superflex teams. Oh yeah.
That was
Let's
a tough
see.
one.
Last year was my second year doing best ball, so I just focused on spike weeks and upside over playing safe. Only went overweight on players that have asymmetrical upside, like Alec Pierce and JT, avoiding players that are small hits and misses. Well, I mean, you can say definitely from last year that worked. That worked. Having 11 teams advance to the final week is phenomenal. Where do you guys have Neighbors and Bucky this year? I'm out on Neighbors until there's a timeline from the Giants. We'll think about Bucky at 60. Bucks GM is on the record with a timeline. So right now, I'll tell you me, and then Cory, you can throw your thoughts, and then we'll take a quick look at these teams and then go jump in another draft. So here's what I'm doing with Neighbors right now. I will take Neighbors if he falls to the end of the 2 or start of the 3, but I'm not like doing it every time. It's just if I feel like it on that. So I'm not afraid to take Neighbors. If he does start falling consistently into the mid to late 3s, then I could see actually buying in on Neighbors, because I'm not super worried about if he even misses the first couple weeks of the year. I was telling Cory this in our discussion about Dynasty the other day. I'm like, Neighbors could be back if let's say he misses the first 5 weeks. Let's say he's back by week 7. I mean, still, he can be such a difference maker for the playoffs. I love Neighbors. Bucky, I'm generally not a big Bucky drafter. I will take as he continues to dip, but I've been drafting Trayvon Henderson, Cam Scatterbo. I've just been more gravitating towards those guys, David Montgomery, than Bucky. But if Bucky falls behind him, I'll feel a lot better about drafting Bucky. Your thoughts on those guys, Cory?
Yeah, but so the Kenny Gainwell, like him, and we've been Kenny Gainwell stands on here. For me, it's actually because the value of where you're getting him, because Bucky has proven that was the biggest concern with him coming into the NFL was his size and would he be able to be a 3 down? Like, I mean, he came in as a backup, but still, even last year when he was being drafted consistently in the second round, the problem was, or the concern was, well, he's not really built for that 3 down role, and he has the 3 down skill set. It's just, will his body hold up? So far, it hasn't. The shoulder thing, it's not that concerning, but it just reinforces the injury concern for him and why I'm so bullish on Kenny Gainwell. I don't want to speak for Spencer, but why I'm so bullish on Gainwell is because, like, they're going to have to load manage Bucky. Like, they can't just throw him out there for every. And Kenny Gainwell could easily be the 3rd down back. I mean, they both are great pass catchers, but I mean, Kenny Gainwell had a heck of a year, and they brought him in specifically, I think, to lighten the load. So,
yeah, and again, I think Baker could just dump balls off to him anytime he wants. I don't know,
and it's going to be a hot hand situation too.
Yeah,
100%. It's a hot hand.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. So for me, I could see drafting more Bucky as the summer moves on. But as of today, right now, I've not been drafting a lot.
Bucky was off to a great start, and then he was like, when he came back, he was not good.
Man, I want to throw all these comments up here, but there's been a lot of you know what I'm going to do? Let's do this real quick. Let's go take a quick look at these teams, and then we'll go back to comments and jump in another draft. Okay, so I'm going to start with Unlucky Coy Chads. So he finished with a 3.692. Dak, Dart, and Shuck. He did those right at the top, like we discussed. Let's see what stack pieces. So Dallas, Giants, and Saints. I don't see any there. You can see the top 2 here, Pickens and Olave. You got Mooney and Likely, and then you've got Ferguson paired. So Ferguson and Likely as your 2 tight end group. Yeah, let's see here. So the running backs, Love, Hubbard, waited until 82. RJ Harvey, Pacheco, Singleton, and Bigsby. We have a similar-esque thing with me having Jacobs at the top, you having Love, but we kind of have a similar running back thing we did there, Chad. Pickens, Olave, Jamison Williams, Lemon, Diggs, Chris Bell, Mooney, Adonai, and Vele. Yeah, I'm a fan of this team overall. I like this team, and strong quarterbacks, of course, doing that at the top. So, yeah, I hope you like that. You don't have very many of your Giants on there, but still, I like that team. You ever thought about adding Malachi Fields at the end? Have you done that any? Just wondering. All right. So now to Zero. Zero says he already mentioned Flacco. He wasn't lying. Got Flacco penciled in for that last pick. Kyler, Mendoza, Beck. That I know that's your boy. Mac Jones. I love taking the Mac Jones flyer, and Flacco. Cory and I both like Mac Jones. I know Cory does too. If Mac Jones was a starter somewhere, I'd be really high on it.
Yeah, I really thought another team would be more aggressive in trying to trade for him.
Yeah, me too. I honestly, who knows? Maybe it still might happen.
Yeah,
injury, something. You never know.
Yeah.
Running back room, McCaffrey spent up there. Of course, ETN, Tracy, Algier. So you pushed it, and then you went from 57 to 129. Tracy, Algier, Tucker, Claiborne, and Connor. Nice room. I like that room. anchoring it at the top and then pushing it late. I'm a fan of that. I said it, but I didn't actually, my brain didn't register 6 wide receivers, but I like the 6 that you got. Of course, you benefited from me pushing Marvin Harrison, Chase, Egbuka, Evans, Harrison, Jacoby, and Trey Tucker with double strong tight ends, Bowers and Laporta. Yeah, man, that's a super interesting team, and I really like it. Good at every position, assuming that quarterback works, but that's why you go 5. And then King of QC, so he went 4, 6, 7, 3. Goff, Stroud, Penix, Mariota. I like Goff and Stroud early, and then the Penix thing. Let's see. Was there any Atlanta piece that tied you to want to take him? Not necessarily just taking a gamble on a second half unstacked QB. And I think, what do you think the odds are? Like if you were to say over under week, Cory, what week would it be that Penix takes over for Tua, or Tua gets hurt and Penix takes over? 10, week 10.
It's just so hard to say because it depends on, I mean, not on the performance, but like where the record is and that kind of thing. Because I think at this stage, Tua's a better quarterback than Penix. I don't think there's really any debating that. I don't think either one of them are great, but Penix has shown absolutely zero that he can be the guy. Maybe he will, maybe he'll take, but coming off another injury, he's had ACL before in the past. I just think Tua's boring. And so, yeah, I guess week 10 is probably a safe bet. If you're going to take Penix, then yeah, it'd be one of those situations where they're like, okay, well, Tua just flat out sucks. We're going to throw the young kid back in there. I don't know. That's my view. I just haven't seen it from Penix. And I just think Tua is a better quarterback.
Well, and if Tua keeps it, then you see this pick wasted at pick 100. The question is
it has nothing to do with it. I just took Tua in this draft.
Right,
nothing to do with that.
But the question with Penix at 100 is, to me, with taking him in unstacked, is you must feel confident that Tua sucks. That's the way I look at it. Is this is an anti-Tua take?
Mm-hmm. There's plenty of evidence to support that. I just say like it. I'm just not in on Penix at all, personally.
Now, the running back room here, super nice. Gibbs, Jainty, Bucky. What a nice group there. Bucky at 69.
That's a fun room.
Very nice pick there. Woody Marks, Emmett Johnson, and Mike Washington, the Jainty handcuff. Nice rookie. You know, Cory and I, we both like Emmett Johnson. Who knows what he'll do, but I like him.
He has a path to the RB2.
You never know. Sure. That's the thing with the Chiefs is they're that RB2. Look at Jerick I always think of Jerick McKinnon like someone that can just be a random guy that can just pop off for the Chiefs.
That they've never replaced Jerick McKinnon after like he essentially aged out from his pass protection and pass catching ability. Like he was the third down back and just rock solid for years for us, and they never have been able to replace it. Hopefully Emmett Johnson can.
Hopefully. You got the Nico pair with Stroud. Let's see, it was Goff as well. Detroit. Gibbs was the Detroit stack piece. Christian Watson, Sutton, Wandale. Oh, there's Malachi Fields. Hunter, Malachi Fields. So whenever I said earlier, had you thought about taking him? Well, I think he was already gone. And Skylar Bell with Loveland, Kelsey, and Freiermuth. Nice tight end room. You're have good at every position. You're good at every position. I like it. It's just, to me, the biggest question with your team is just pick 100 with Penix. And but if you feel that you like Penix more than Tua, I think it's a justified pick.
Sure.
All right, and then we'll just look at ours real quick. Mine, I went 4, 6, 8, 2. I took the Klubnik since I took Klubnik at the end. So
yeah, that could be a 16, 17, 8, or I mean 15, 16, 17.
Who knows, right? But so one of our, I don't remember which one of you guys was talking about him the other day, but it put it in my mind, so I went ahead and did it instead of Tyrod.
Right.
Jordan, because I don't want Jordan Love to go out. If Jordan Love goes out, this team's done. If Geno goes out, well, it could still survive theoretically. Geno, Jacoby, Klubnik. Don't love my quarterback room. Again, I think Jacoby, it's just a matter of time before he loses it. I would love if Jacoby kept it all year, but I look at Jacoby helping me through week into 12, and then somewhere around that point, whenever they're going to bench him and bring Beck in or Gardner or whatever. That's even assuming he makes it that far, right?
Yeah, he can't. I can't have that long of a lead. Now, maybe they'll give him. He's been wanting some extra starter money, so maybe if they give it to him, he'll have a longer leash. But yeah,
Maybe.
we'll see. And that's. I hope he does. I really hope he does. Trey McBride owners should want that.
Yep. And I did the push running back room thing. Again, I got Jacobs, but then pushed it to 102. Don't love how it fell. I wish that I had stronger running backs. I don't really like doing this. It doesn't feel comfortable to me. This isn't the type of roster that I like to build. It's just how it turned out. But overall, though, I think it's an okay. I just don't love it. Puka, JSN, and Garrett Wilson. I mean, that's really nice. I mean, that's if this team succeeds, that's where this team will succeed.
It's a lot of targets.
It's a lot of targets there, a lot of potential touchdowns. And then I waited at wide receiver to 139 after that. Golden to pair with Love. And then just a couple guys that I like picking, Jennings, Stribling, Calvin Ridley. And I probably could have made a better correlated pick than Kayshon Boutte, but I just went ahead and did it. And then Kraft and Sadiq, both stacked pieces and 2 tight ends that I like. So I probably could have taken, instead of Boutte, I could have taken the other tight end there. What? Mason Taylor. Okay. And then Cory, your team. And then we're going to get back to the comments and jump in another one. So you went with a 3-5-8-4.
You can talk through it if you want. Go for it.
Okay. Yeah. So you went with Jaden, Mahomes, and Tua. We've just discussed Tua, and we know how good Jaden and Mahomes are going with them up at the top. So, I mean, you can't really go wrong with that, I think. And you still got some elite players. You still got Saquon at 31. You still got Rashi at 42 and London at 55. So you still were able to add in elite positional players, even with going with the round 1 and 2 quarterbacks. Your running back room theoretically could be really good. I really like the top 2, of course. You know, I love Trayvon as one of my favorite picks. It's just once you hit Corum, Dobbins, and Mason, obviously we can see the bear case or the bull case either way.
Yeah. That's
again,
just what.
They have the potential for the upside.
They have the ups, but they still have they do have standalone value. I mean, they're all 3 in a timeshare, which and when you're at this point of the draft, like you're not going to get a lot of workhorses because there's not many workhorses left.
In football, they're
timeshare guys with some upside. Again, Corum, I've warmed up to Corum a little more because I went back and I looked at the snap counts and touches, and I mean, in the back half of the season, it was just 50-50 split almost. I mean, maybe 55-45 or something, but it was so close. And we all know Kyron and the fumbling issues. He's the easy goal line guy and all that. And this is not a dunk on Kyron. Say, I'm starting to see why more people are a little more bullish on Corum than I was before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I get it. And he passed the eyeball test. He looked good.
Yeah.
Rashi and Worthy, you got those pair pieces. Of course, we discussed London and Terry being the
scroll down a little more. Got another one.
You got your boy Taekwon in the last round. And then, of course, I like the rookies of Concepcion, Zachariah Branch.
Branch, ADP fall for Concepcion.
The Tua stack piece with London, and if Tua stays QBing. And then again, just your team, you just hope he does. But even if he doesn't, you can be fine, even if he isn't. And then weighted at tight end, that's the biggest thing here. But the takeaway is that's really nice room. I really like that tight end room with waiting. And 2 7s, 2 6s, F them buys, who cares? But I like it. I like it. So yeah, I'm a fan.
I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. I like it.
All right. Well, guys, I'm ready to jump in another one. I don't know about you guys.
Man, the adrenaline's still pumping, man.
I know.
Can't come down right now.
I want to go ahead and turn comments on. Zero says, all right, I'm in. Anyone else who wants to jump in? We're going to do one more field general for the night.
Again,
And
just doing a little stall.
Do a little stall. There's been a bunch of comments. That's why I went ahead and just turned them on here. Man, a whole bunch. You guys, thank you guys, by the way. I don't
Yes,
I really
seriously.
don't ever say this hardly.
Me either, but thank you.
Like,
we really appreciate it, and we love this. We look forward to this all week, and you guys make it that much more fun to do.
Absolutely. And for YouTube, I know that for just people to see this, it helps. The comments, likes, things like this.
Spence, real quick, did you just see Zero hopped in one, only one left? So do we want to do now?
No. So wait a minute here then.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll wait a minute and then give it so that hopefully more people can jump in.
Yep.
But yeah, no, anyway, I just wanted to say that. So thank you guys. And if you can, the like, subscribe, comment stuff, that's the YouTube stuff because it does help spread it. Because we're out here talking with you guys, but we're not out there trying to like really promote ourselves or anything, But anyway, just anyone you want to tell.
All right, new one has 9 spots right now. Spence.
Okay, let's go. Enter, everyone. Enter. Thank you.
Thank you, Zero. Appreciate that, baby. Yeah. Someone has to. Yeah, we always need someone, a spotter or whatever, a lookout.
No, that's great. I love that you did that. Because I know in football, like these things, they just feel so quick.
Yep.
Let me get this tab pulled up and ready to share. And then while we're waiting for this to fill, though, Cory, I'm going to let you talk to the guys, and I'm going to go run and do a quick bathroom break. We are at 6 more to start right now. 6 more to start. Here it is on the board.
Draft starts.
Oh, never mind. No, never mind. Draft
well,
starts.
you got 11. So you got. Okay. If you want to go, you can go.
Yeah,
squeeze in the bathroom break.
I got time. Let's see. So Zero's at 12. So me and Zero back to back again in this draft, but at least I'm not in pick 6. I get to try something else. And then Cory, you got 8. You're back to back with Chad.
Yeah, I'm back to back with Chad.
And then King of QC, glad to see you back. He another 4. Didn't you just have 4? I think he got back to back 4s. And then if there's anyone else, Fantasy Dog 1, number 5, just found you guys via Bayou Bengals. Oh, beautiful dog. I appreciate that, Fantasy Dog. And he's at 5, so he's MSU fan 228. All right, thanks for joining us. Really appreciate that.
Appreciate it, baby.
All right. Okay. Be right back.
All right. I'm going to check to see how this Dynasty slow draft's going right now. My God, I'm crushing this thing. Like, this isn't even fair. I feel bad for these guys. I'm taking their money. It's actually moving really, really slow, and it's frustrating. I mean, it's a slow draft. I think I said that before. If anybody's doing slow drafts, like take your time if you need it. If you're at work, kids, whatever. But like, don't take like 3 or 4 hours. Just let's have a little courtesy here. But anyway, and I'm at 8, and I'll try to do something different than I did last time. I've been going quarterback first round most times, but not every time. But I don't think Jamar will be there, but Puka, I don't hate that. Oh gosh. Let's see. Yeah, I know local year rumble and jungle. I knew that. Yeah, we got a nice group here again. What do we got? King QC, Lamar. Can't go wrong there. I think Lamar is good for a bounce back this year. Last year was just one of those weird years where everything went wrong. I'm saying that as a Chiefs fan. Okay, we're coming up on you, boy, here. And we're doing it. We are doing it. Jamar we trust. In Jamar, we trust. Chad, go say back to back. We're not scared. And then no quarterback. Team no QBs right now. Oh, Spence. I hope he's got a Q. Got to pinch it off, buddy. Come on. Jeez. Ugh. Okay. All right, Zero. What are we doing? What's the plan? Double tap. Little NFC East double tap. Love that. Love that journey for you. Let's see what Spence had queued up. Is he going to get this pick in time? Okay. His boy McCaffrey. Let's see. All right.
Yeah, I wanted to this time do different than last, and obviously start with a strong running back and a top QB.
Do I start with Chase and JSN, or do I go quarterback? I kind of like, I'm gonna start Chase JSN, see what happens.
Look at you. So you like me starting double strong wide receiver. So let's see how you can do better than what I just did.
All right, challenge accepted. Challenge accepted.
Yeah, because that last team was not great. Duke. So I see Duke earlier says no SuperFlex for me. We'll be doing some non-SuperFlex too for sure. We just jumped in last time. We enjoyed it. Wanted to do it again tonight. Fantasy Dog says I got 85 of these SanFan drafts and love them. Oh, dude,
SuperFlex.
Oh, SuperFlex. Not SanFran. That'd be a lot of SanFran.
You did it last time too. But yeah, too. You did. Yep.
Zero earlier said, let's not have Carson Beck QB3 for one draft. Can you not draft Carson Beck? I don't know if you can.
I dare you to not do it. You won't.
Oh, that's good. I have like 20 slows in the field general too. They're fun. Yeah, the slows just you have to have the mindset of wanting to do the slows. I want to do the fast. Some people love the slows. I know that you like to mix them up. Cory, you've never really been a slow drafter, have you?
No, and not on this format. I've done a lot of slow drafts on like Dynasty and that kind of stuff. My patience sucks. And I was just, when you were off, I was giving my PSA on when you're in a slow draft on in like a Dynasty format, sleeper, whatever. Like, take your time if you need it. Like, don't be a jerk about it either. And I try to be as patient as I can, but it's not my strength.
This is the problem, is the slow drafts are only 8 hours. And if I'm in a slow draft, I like it if the longest clock that I like it to be is a 2-hour clock. Over on NFFC, I used to draft tons over there before I really kind of moved most of my drafting over to Underdog a few years ago. And that's I would jump in. They would have a 1 hour clock, 2 hour clock, 4 hour clocks, 8 hour clock, whichever. This is the Best Ball 10 side of their website. And the 8 hour ones just killed me. And I used to do them a lot. So I just don't do them at all. Another thing with slows versus fast, just me and the way that I am, I like to look at my shares and see where I'm at with guys on the app, just like be able to go in and look. And obviously you don't know where you're at if you're doing a bunch of slows on who you've taken, unless you're tracking it yourself.
That's just local call out. But Sweetleaf over at 1 is just, man, that is a high T team.
Oh, you ain't kidding. Look at that. But that could be fun. Holy cow.
Oh, man, it's a blast. One of those where you wouldn't, but you almost just think about stopping from there. Just roll with 3. See what happens.
Just see what happens.
I'm not advocating for that. I'm just saying, how crazy are we going to get here?
I just did something based off what we were just talking about, and I'm going to see how it turns out. I'm going to try to not worry about buy, and I took 2 QBs with the same buy.
Oh, Chad, Peterson got a win. Ha! That's awesome.
Hey, and while pitching in relief, and that's the thing, Peterson has been actually pretty good once they moved him to the bullpen. He was terrible before. 2-hour clock or anything less requires a lot of queuing. It does. 2-hour clock is wild. I like 8 to 10. Well, and how many are you doing at once? Whenever I would do slow drafts, I would do at the most like 10 at once. I the highest I ever got was like 20. I know a lot of people will join like 50 or 60 8-hour slows, or sometimes even more at once on Underdog. Sometimes there are people that have like 100 or more going. That just stresses me out to think about. Yeah, Chad says I have 50 slows. Yeah, like 50. And see, that's the thing. It's also part of my I don't know. It's just just not in my brain.
Yeah.
Last year I was doing 200 plus at a time. Oh man.
Jeez.
Buddy, I've been around 150 to 125 at most. Yeah, that's just a lot. I mean, every time you look at your phone, I know,
I
and
love it too. I love it. That's
every
awesome.
time you got to have a team that's going down, and then you got to be like rushing to be like, okay, who did I draft on this team? You probably have it down though. That's the thing. I'm sure you have it down. Chad says daily routine on the toilet.
Oh yeah, especially if you work or like whatever, do it on company time. Sometimes I make up my toilet break because like if I'm gonna be on the clock or something like that, I'm like, oh, I gotta go to the bathroom, and no, I don't. I'm just sitting in there, just hiding from my family and responsibilities.
I was going back and look at some of the earlier comments. Just hiding. Hey, you know what? When you're married with kids, you got to find every little second you can, can't you?
Oh, it's a thing. It's a thing. It's a thing. Trust me.
It's hard at first. You get used to it and start to enjoy it. I can see it. I can see it. Last year was my first time doing slows, so you just jumped. You just dove in head first. Then.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say my first year doing slow, so I just tried up with a modest 200. Just dip my toe in.
Dip your toe in. Set your cues. Do you use ADP? Do you have specific rankings? Like, do you use your rankings that you input? Do you have any sort of people you follow whose rankings you input, or do you just go with what's ADP and then you queue? How do you do it with that many? Sweetleaf is cruising. Sure is. Sweetleaf is cruising right along with, who is that there? Stroud and Cam Ward? Is that who I'm seeing there? Yeah, it sure is. Only ADP rankings are in my head. Yeah, that's how I do it too. The year before I did 2 slow BBMs, and that's all I did. Yeah, just 2 the year prior. Rankings and ADP. Yeah, I'm also the type of person that okay, hold on. I don't have a wide receiver yet. This is a hands down layup for my team with Devonta Smith. You would think it should be AJ Brown, but I'm going to take the gamble that Brown's gone, take Devonta, and then 0. If you don't take AJ Brown, I'll take him with string round. If you do take him, of course, that's totally fine. I'll pivot. I'll come up with another option. It could be Mendoza for me as QB3. Yep, there goes AJ. And yep, Mendoza for me is QB3. And now I'm done at QB. Fernando. Chad says I'm doing so many slows and sleep through 8 hours. I need the rankings. I bet. I bet. I know there's also people that live in states where they can't do live drafts. So then they'll drive somewhere where they can get in and join a bunch of slows at once. That way they're in underdog drafts, even though they can't jump in these live ones. I know that's a big thing as well. A lot of people do it that way. Man, I considered Monty and then slapped myself in the face for considering not taking my guy Olave.
What were you thinking? Just an intrusive thought, but you're like,
yeah, slap yourself right out of that.
Yeah.
Lego is bum taking 4 QBs. Hey, yeah, they start 4 QBs. Hey, I mean, that's one strategy.
In this economy?
In this economy? Come on, share the wealth.
Come on. Yeah. You kidding me? You trying to save them up for trades? Little trade piece action.
Look at King of QC here. I'm getting the nice Zay Flowers at the sweet pick 69 right there to stack with Lamar. Love that. And yeah, looking back over here at your guys' teams, Chad's rocking Shuck and Gino. That sounds a lot like me last draft with Puka and St. Brown. Jeremiah Love Pickens. Well, you've done a better version of the way I started last draft. You've got the better running back and a better third wide receiver. Cory, you going with your 3, and that's super nice. Again, pairing Tet with Bryce, and then obviously your Sammy D with JSN. It fell to you, didn't fall to me. It fell to you.
Yeah, I was gonna say it. The quarterbacks fell a little better for me, and that's why I just decided to let's just knock it out. That's how I treat SuperFlex. Is I just like to I don't usually do the dumpster dive thing. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I like to get it out of the way, so I don't have to worry about it and think about it ever. I hate drafting quarterbacks. I hate it.
I hate it.
I hate it.
Don't tell that to Zero. He can't
I
wait
know.
to draft his
That's
late
why
QBs.
I know he loves it.
I thought you and him, you got to be on the same page, bro. Come
different
on.
strokes for different folks, I guess. Yeah, it's fine. We like to mix. We keep each other honest.
You got to keep each other honest. That's right.
That's what we do.
All right, back to you. You don't have an RB yet. Are you going to jump in?
I know. Yeah, I'm gonna jump. I'm gonna do it.
Devontae Adams, bro, to pair with Stafford.
I am.
Yeah, do it.
And I'll add a couple extra running backs later.
Yeah, screw running back. Okay, so I've got one in each position. I'm done at QB, most likely. Let's see here. Nothing jumps out to me huge. So let's stick with F those buys. I'll take Burden Share, who I don't have hardly any of. I've drafted very little Burden. I don't know if that's going to screw me or not. These early teams, we've got a long summer of drafting, but I've not been taking him early. It's got to be my first share. Jose Altuve to have MRI after hurting his side on awkward swing. Oh, great. So oblique injury for Altuve. That's lovely. And I really just want to continue to say F them buys. But yeah, I'm going to do it. Jalen Waddle. Screw it. 310s. I don't care. I'm just not going to worry about it. Zero, this is inspired. This draft's inspired by you. F them buys.
Let's see. God, right. I don't want it to. We're just keeping this train rolling.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, look at that.
I know. I love it, but my running backs are going to be really bad. Like just really, really bad.
Really bad.
Oh man.
We know you're going to be fine at tight end by pushing. You've already proven that. But running backs and having none. Hey, who cares? You're not going to have a team like this again. This is super unique.
Yeah, we're having fun.
What's the rest of the room? Hey, me and Zero only have one. Let's see. King and QC with 3, Chad with 2. A lot of these guys already have 3. Legion just took his 4th. All right. Yeah, zero. He's down. He's down with it. Let's do it. Who cares?
Yeah.
I probably do. I worry about it buys too much. And let's see. Last year I had the perfect distribution for my slows. I entered 25 to 50 at first, and then every day or every other day I would enter another 1 to 2. So a stagger. Oh yeah. Oh, I like the stagger. Sweet Leaf might be onto something.
RBs are a dime a dozen, Zero. Dude. You can find them.
Yeah, I like Sweet Leaf's build, by the way. I agree.
He disagrees. But actually, yeah. Well, now the way it's gone, he adds a couple more receivers. Like it's a super balanced team.
Yeah. Tate there with the pair with Cam Ward. Yeah, it's pretty nice. Let me go back over here to the comments. You don't want to jump in all your slows at once or else you can't really take advantage of news. That's a good point too with slows. Stepping outside my comfort zone right now. Chad stepping outside his comfort zone with this draft. He's got the 2-2-4-0. Pushing that third QB, super strong wide receivers. And you're pushing the tight end too. You've got good running backs though.
You guys might be talking me into doing some slows. I might start firing a few of those up.
We doing another
just a light 150, 200, something like that. I don't really do much, so I just want to start light.
Yeah, exactly. Just start off with about 100. So
just a couple handy. Just wet my whistle.
Local said miracles do exist. Corum Manungai to the moon, baby. To the moon.
Oh yeah, I have the chance right now to get on the board.
Yeah,
we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it.
Manungai.
Nah, I'm just gonna go Manungai there. Like I don't want to go. Like I don't know. Core maybe made more sense, but that's fine. Like I'm not really that worried about it.
Well,
like
Chad
running back stacks.
Yeah,
running back stacks with quarterbacks, I'm not super worried about.
Well, so because I'm also pushing it, and I know that 0 is 2. I don't love this, but I'm going to do this right now, and I'm going to just double tap because I know that because I'm also pushing running back, although I have McCaffrey, but pushed it from there. There goes Pitts. And Jay, it's Bill. Kenny, come on down. Pairs with my Baker. So now I feel pretty good with that trio. Kraft and Fannin. I like that for this guy here. Oh, Rumble in the Jungle. Oh, that's local. Local. Sorry, I didn't realize that you.
Yeah, that's local.
Yep, yeah, he's Rumble in the Jungle. That just hit me. I would have called that out earlier. I was thinking you were just watching along with us. My bad, brother. So we're all in a row. Freaking, now that I see, yeah, so it's all of us at the end of this draft. And King of QC over here at 4, the rest of us with the 8, 9, 10, and 11, and 12. That's hilarious. That's awesome, though. I actually really love that it worked out that way. Got Aaron Jones. Feel good.
Yeah, that was a Spence pick right there.
That sure was. I like it.
I know. I'm not a big Aaron Jones guy this year, but for you, I'll do it.
I mean, he's 32, so I'd say it's probably good to not be big on him, but still, mixing shares in a nice push RB build.
Why not? We're going for quantity. Yeah.
Me and Cory are in lockstep. Screw
RBs. Why is
Chris Bell's ADP rising? I was wondering the same thing. He must be like being talked up or
something. Any sleeper thing, like whatever. Rookie drafts. He's the sexy name. So that's my guess.
Yeah. Duke says the beauty of SuperFlex, Tate and Deshaun Watson go in consecutive picks. Yeah, seriously, I know. That room is a mess. Yeah, it is. Talking about I know. What does it say? He's rising because 3/4 of garbage time against the Bills. Oh, that matchup at the week 17 matchup and people thinking about that. Maybe it's an interesting point. His injury news may be clearing up too. Yeah, I hadn't heard anything. But there was one other weird one. What was one other weird one, Chad? But yeah, no, anyway, I took Chris Bell in our dynasty earlier that Cory and I are in. And it was like versus who did I take him versus Cory? Who was I saying that was the veteran that was there where I was like, I might as well just take Chris Bell and gamble since it's Dynasty. Do you remember who it was?
I could look. Oh shoot! Or shoot! Yeah. This makes sense.
Oh, it was Jawan Jennings. I just went and looked. Jawan Jennings. Yeah, like, Stephon Diggs. It was Diggs. That was
it. Was Diggs. It was Diggs. That's what it was.
Yeah, it was Diggs, not Jennings. Okay, back to me. Let's go with some Kittle, and I'm going to be done at tight end now. Jordan Mason, you're welcome. Ray Davis going to smash when Cook is resting second quarter up by 28. Maybe it's possible. That is possible.
That's your big brain in that one. Your chess, not checkers.
And then Tracy. Yeah, I should have taken one of those too. Let's go with Pittman. I don't ever take Pittman. It's hard to take Tyron Tracy over Michael Pittman, but I had to. Well, I'll trade you. It's funny. I took it right after you said that. Don't remember. Maybe Singleton. Oh, the one other weird one. Yeah, gotcha. I had to. Yeah, you did. You did have to. I should have taken that one. I knew you did have to. I should have pushed it. It's all right though. It's all right. I like how it's turned out still. I still feel fine with C-Rod and Gainwell and whoever I add later. All right, Corey, what'd you just do? I missed it here.
I took my first tight end. We're on the board. Tight end, Mark Andrews.
Oh, nice. Mark Andrews.
Yeah. I've heard of him.
Shadur went to Chad. Yep, I've heard of him too. I think that'll be just fine.
He's going to be all right. No, he's only 30. He doesn't even seem like he should be down.
It seems like he's so much older. I know.
Oh boy. This team is really good.
It's really good. I actually am pretty happy with my squad.
I actually am too.
Yeah, like
0 agrees. Of course he does. Ball knower.
Definitely better than the last team I just drafted.
Well,
thank God I got out of spot 6.
Yeah, I know, right? You just had to break the trend.
That's it. My goodness.
You were stuck. Especially one night, 3 drafts, 666, the mark of the beast.
Oh, I know. That was an evil night the other night. And then, like I said, it carried over.
My goodness.
All right. So King of QC just got his first tight end off the board as well, Corey. So he went with Mark Andrews' former teammate and Isaiah Likely.
Mm-hmm.
So you and him both push QB to round 12.
Yep.
Let's see how your guys end up. Oh, yeah. Tight end, not QB.
Sure.
Thank you.
Never mess up again, but yep.
I'll do my best. No promises.
Don't ever do that again. Don't embarrass us. All right, King of QC, what are you doing?
Does
he get? We go back to backs, tight ends?
Yeah, back to backs.
Okay. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with it. So Sweetleaf over at this pick 1, he finally got his third QB with Cousins. His wide receiver room is filling out pretty nicely. Double Higgins. This Higgins pairs with Stroud. The Tate with Ward. Yeah, I mean, I think this is a perfectly fine team. If Cousins keeps the job, you've got a Jainty connection. You probably is going to add Trey Tucker or Naylor. Hardly knew her. Who did you just add there?
Rashid Shaheed.
Shaheed.
Oh, keep the Seattle train going.
And I mean, I don't love taking Pacheco, but I've been getting some more just because he falls in this spot when I'm looking for QB late. Or I keep saying QB for RB late. Good grief.
Get it together, man.
Learn to speak, Spence.
Literally everyone's watching.
I know. I'm sorry, guys. There goes Diggs. I like Diggs.
I like Diggs. You like Diggs? I like Diggs.
I like Diggs. All right. I'm going to take my boy Charbonnet and hope that he is back for the playoff weeks. All right. Not too bad. Not too bad. There goes B-Rob. Local grabbed him. I thought about Robinson too. Jawan Johnson, back to you. You
we're gonna get we're gonna get chiggy with it again.
Get chiggy with it, baby. No. I like it.
Yeah.
Look at us. We just rocked this back half of this draft.
Yeah, I mean, of course we did.
Suck it, nerds.
They're stupid enough to put us all in the back half of it.
Shoot, can we all get tickets?
Like, right. God, I love free money. It's my favorite kind.
It really is. I always tell you my favorite kind of money is paid money. You said no, give me free money.
I like free money.
Mm-hmm.
Duke. I've been taking Connor shares. They have no reason to keep him around. They didn't even re-sign him. They restructured to keep him just in case. And then plans change for the draft. Someone's gonna need a running back. It just makes too much. I don't know, any destination, whatever, but I just feel like James Conner is an easy trade piece for them.
Well, guess who's getting starred for my team? James Conner.
James Conner.
I'll add him to it. I will fully buy in because I do think he could smash in that Monty role. I agree. And I'm not a Pacheco guy. It's just because I'm not, and I hardly ever draft him. I'll throw him in occasionally here and there, but yeah. Chad says he's retiring. He will be retiring. Hopefully not yet.
I don't think yet, but I don't know him personally yet.
Earlier, Local said losing out on Herbert wide receiver is not what I had on my bingo card in this draft. Hey, rip that bingo card up and throw it out, buddy. His contract is so low, they will probably get a pick for him because he won't make it through waivers. Cardinals RB coach James Conner, no way. His old OC is in Detroit. Oh, nice. If James Conner went to Detroit, I would. I know me. I'm a sucker for old guys that have been good for me in the past, and I would end up moving him up. Probably. Where would I put him? Gosh, where would I put him? The Tajay, probably in the similar Tajay Spears area, like basically this last round we were just saying.
So the plan, I just took Hawkinson again, but the plan was AJ Barner for the Seattle, but he actually went to pick before.
How about that?
Yeah, guy sniped me on him. Interesting. But I'm another late tight end build that I'm happy with.
Well, heck yeah, buddy. You know me, I don't do it often, but I do like whenever it comes together. It feels good because you've loaded up at all those other positions.
Yep. Now we're going to draft us a bunch of running backs.
You gotta love it when a good plan comes together. Okay.
There's nothing you can do to stop me.
Go ahead and grab Jennings and Stribling here. It was Stribling or Antonio Williams. Neither of them were stack pieces, but I do have some San Fran with McCaffrey. Is that my own? Oh, and Kittle. So it's, even though I don't have Purdy, it's still kind of like, you know what? Mac Jones is getting added to my queue. Mac Jones, QB4.
Who?
Mac Jones. You know, it's your boy. Yeah, you're right. It's true. It's true. Chad says another draft. Another draft, Cory?
Probably not for me because I'm on kid duty in the morning.
Kid duty in the morning. I might stay. I'll think about it here, buddy. I'll think about it. I might stay on and do another one.
Yeah, let's give it a little think. A little thinky think.
The kids don't remember the classics. Might as well take Jay instead of Mac Jones. Nah, I'll go Mac Jones. If he makes it. Then it'll give me a potential if Purdy goes down for a little nice little San Fran thing here with McCaffrey, Kittle, and Stribbs. The Stribbers. That's what I'm going to call them.
Stribbies.
Stribbies.
Stupid.
Chad says, I'll have fun with kid duty.
Yeah.
Cory can't draft. He's got a baby.
I've got a baby now. I don't have a baby. I have kids that scream at me.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I know. It probably would be easier, but they talk, so a lot. So much.
Gardner, anyone? Little Gardner love for you?
Let's see. Man. These running backs are almost too good.
Dude, Cory, I think James Conner's still there.
Yeah, he's still there. He's queued.
Look at Chris Bell still hanging around. Is there a little there? Yeah, there's nothing when you click on his name. I didn't think there was. There he is. I just called it out.
So I think it was 0. The point is about Ray Davis getting junk time in week 17, that Dolphins matchup. So we're gonna do it. We're gonna roll the dice on that. I love that.
Roll them dice, baby.
Let's roll it. Gosh, week 7. Yikes. We need to get away from week 7s.
Hey, remember, screw them buys.
Yeah, buys don't mean anything. It's like the salary cap. It's just a myth.
Mac Jones, come on down. Professional yappers. I talk a lot. I've learned to just tune myself out. Ted Hurst, come on down, baby.
Teddy Hurst, Theodore.
I love that. Oh, 0. He says, let's go. Look what he did. James Conner and Claiborne back to back.
Oh, man. Baller.
Oh, man. And your boy Braylon just went.
I know. That one hurt. Black. Jalen Black.
I'm blind.
I'm blind.
Emmanuel Wilson is a great pick. Sharps could miss the first 12 games. Oh, buddy, I hope he doesn't miss the first 12 games.
Emmanuel Wilson is actually that was the one I really actually wanted, because I'm with you in that Jadarian Price is, again, talented, but he was overdrafted in my opinion. In any other class, he's an easy day 2 pick. And so like Emmanuel Wilson's sneaky.
He's very, very sneaky.
He's very, very, very sneaky, sir. Nailed it.
Genius. So I think Chad meant to say week 17. I bet.
Or
final week, but like final week of the regular season is 18. Fantasy is 17. Yeah. Oh, bud. Well, I think these have been some super fun drafts. I actually love how this draft has turned out. Big fan of how this one's turned out.
Good.
And Chad, my friend, I think I'm going to call it tonight here after this one too. We'll review these teams and then call it a night. I've had a long day. I was stayed up late last night making the graphics, and then I would work all day, come right home to this, which is I love doing, but I'm ready to sit back and put my feet up. Yeah. I've been a cheesehead for a long time, but live in Cali. Where are you living at in Cali?
I'm going back to Cali.
I hear they got some internet old California way.
We're going over California way and looking for some internet.
I appreciate it, but I will when we jump off. Yeah, you too. We still got a couple more rounds though. We ain't done yet.
Yeah, well, you're not rid of us yet. All right. I know where we're going with this first pick. No clue on the last one.
So you're in that general area. Got it. I got a buddy of mine in baseball who lives in Sacramento, and yeah, he loves it out there. I know you're not in Sacramento. I doubt it. At least it's horrible. At least
oh man,
Raiders fans are dope. I bet they just don't have a team there anymore.
As a Chiefs fan, I've got my fair share of Niners fans that are obnoxious. Like jump into Chiefs threads all the time because they're just butthurt about losing in 2 Super Bowls to us. And so it's Mahomes, the fraud, the referees, Wasp, there was holding, they're calling enough holding penalties and the others. I just like excuse. Bro, you lost. Gotta move on. Like we got our taints kicked in by Philly a few years ago. No crying. Tip your cap. Move on.
That's it.
That's all you can do. Jeez, what's a nice RB sleeper that I can grab here? Amari Mercado has.
Adam Randall. Is that doing it for you?
I got a lot of rookies already.
Your boy Samaje P. Ryan,
Ollie Gordon.
LaQuint
We're gonna go Ollie. We're gonna go Ollie.
Ollie it up.
Yep. This running back group is really.
I'm like
really
2 hours or less from Sac, but grew up in Oakland. Yeah, nice. That's why I immediately thought of Sacramento just because of the A's, even though I know they move in there. I have no dog in the 49ers Chiefs, but come on, what team has had more rep breaks than the Chiefs? Don't get Cory going, but it's
okay.
True.
I know. Oh, dude, no, it's not. But everybody worships Josh Allen, but he gets more roughing the passer calls than anybody. But no one says a word about that. Mahomes gets one questionable call, and everyone's like, "See, it's the refs." It's like, man, it's fine, but it's like the ref thing is just it's so much cope. It's so much cope, and it's hilarious to me. I love it.
Joe Mixon.
I did think about Mixon as like you know what? He's probably going to do more than Ollie Gordon. So,
and Local says, personally, as a Steelers fan, it's the Steelers fans that are the worst, hands down.
I'm going to say Chiefs fans aren't great. I'm not defending Chiefs. Like Chiefs Twitter is a cesspool, but yeah, it's just at least we can. I mean, yeah. Sensitive maybe is a way to describe it.
This is why I love not being a fan of any particular team. I just let everyone else sit back and worry about each other's fandoms and all that. I just sit back and just play.
I love it. I love a good scrum. It's fun.
I know you do. You love a good scrum.
I love a good scrum.
As we talked about Mixon last week, who could be who you want Connor to be. Oh, for sure. If I heard any rumblings of Joe Mixon coming back, you better believe I'd be mixing in some Mixon. I was so happy when we got rid of Aaron Jones, but so many Packers fans were crying. No way the felon starts for the Browns. The felon. Oh, Deshaun. Lions have 2 Super Bowls if Campbell realized. Realize field goals are points too. Yeah, he doesn't like to kick, that's for sure. Hashtag
No.
field goals are points too.
Yeah, Love's going for 2.
Lions choked at home against rookie QB. All right. Ben Johnson gets too fancy. He's a little too fancy.
Andy Reid does the same thing.
Oh, Andy Reid definitely can get too fancy.
The goal line stuff is just, oh my God, I just want to pull my hair out. It's so frustrating. What's left of it.
All right. Well, Cor, I want to do a team review for us here.
Yeah, let's do it.
I'm going to turn the comments off while I'm doing it so that we can look at the teams. All right. You can keep an eye on, let me know. All right. Yeah. So starting off with King of QC. So he went with a 4-6-7-3 build. Lamar, Purdy, Tua, and he grabbed him some Carson Beck. You passed on him 0, and there he is. Carson Beck found a new home. There's Adam Randall. So, hey, he was thinking about him at the end there. So Jacobs, Etienne, Bucky, Warren, Sampson. I love this running back room. Big fan. Did you take Etienne last draft? I think so. Lamar, Purdy, Tua, and Beck. This is the perfect QB room to go Tua and Beck for me, because if these guys don't matter, who cares? Because Lamar and Purdy are going to do it probably most every week anyway. Wide receiver room, commented on Zay earlier. Of course, Jefferson, Zay, Jaden Reed, Quentin Johnston, Tesla, Flournoy, and Judy, with tight ends pushing it and getting Likely and Goddard back-to-back, and then Tonjes at the end. This is a very interesting build that I like quite a bit. It's weakest, I would say, probably depth-wise at wide receiver, because you have Reed and Johnston as your 3 and 4 instead of maybe like a 4 and 5. But honestly, they could be a great 3 and 4. I don't know. I like it. I'm a big fan. I think this is a really good squad. So good draft there, my friend. All right. Now let's go to Chad, Unlucky Koi 13. And he went with a 3-7-7-3. So we already talked about the Shuck, Gino, and Shadur combo, which is an interesting trio, no doubt about that. Love, let's see how this running back room turned out. Love, Tootin, Corum, and then pushed it and still got Kamara, Tank, Mike Washington, and Braylon Allen. So nice group of pushing it with the 7. And then Puka, Amon-Ra, George Pickens, Jamison Williams, Mekhi Lemon. What a start at wide receiver. Holy cow. Mooney, Adonai, good finish there as well. And then Ferguson, Sadiq, and Jawan. Big fan of this. Nice stacking in there with those Jets pieces that you got. You're not weak at anything. I guess maybe if you are weak at anything, it's running back, because I guess if Tootin is not that good, if Corum's not that good, I don't think rookie Love can hold down the whole squad. But if Tootin and Corum are pretty solid, then the rest of the pieces just contribute in. This could turn out really nice. All right, good team. Now we'll go to the locals team with Rumble in the Jungle. He went with a 3-6-8-3. Got the Jameis in there. Love seeing it.
Love a Jameis team.
Love a good Jameis team.
Real life fantasy. Just more Jameis.
Just more Jameis all the time. Justin Herbert, Jordan Love, and of course Jameis, top QB room in the league right there because of Jameis. No, I really like the Herbert Love combo. Could Jameis maybe have been a 4th and you added a 3rd one? Sure. But could that 3rd one have waited and also been Tyrod? Maybe. Who knows? I still think it's probably fine just how you did it. JT, Henry. Ooh, look at this running back room. JT, Henry, Trayvon Henderson with Chuba, Brian Robinson Jr., and Sean Tucker. What a running back room. That's the exact
opposite of mine, Phil.
Yeah. Stack pieces was Watson and Golden. Who was the quarterback again? Herbert. Missed out on Chargers. Well, you got Gadsden. I was going to say missed out on other Chargers, though. But Nico, Watson, Golden, Wandale, Ayuk, Tank, Washington, and Skyler with Kraft, Fan, and Gadsden. Whew, what a tight end room. Man, with having this elite running back room, elite tight end room, I think it's obviously this is just going to come down to, can the wide receivers do enough? At least I like the 8 that you took from a construction standpoint. If anything, maybe your running backs are so good you could have not taken Tucker and added in just even another piece there, and went with a 3-5-9-3. But I really like that team, buddy. So very nice there. Zero went with a 4-7-7-2. Marcus Mariota and Riley Leonard mixing it up with the late QBs this time. Our first Riley Leonard sighting. Marcus Mariota, I don't see any issue with that. We've already seen him come in and play for Jaden when Jaden goes down. And then, of course, the Dak Dart is obviously great. Ken Walker, we knew he started with Ken and then pushed it, the push running back room. Here went Bill, Mason, Tracy, Algier, Connor, and Claiborne. I mean, for pushing running back room, I'm a fan.
He did a lot better than I. He did a lot better than I did.
Yeah, we'll take a look at Cory's team, but yeah, you're lucky. I kind of gave you the Mason Tracy double tap there. I could have taken Tracy or Mason, and we'll see what you would have done. But honestly, I love how this turned out. Neighbors, AJ Brown, Olave, McLaurin. Whew, what a start to that wide receiver group too. Diggs, Boston, Debo with Warren and Pitts. Yeah, another great team. We got some great teams in this that you guys have put together.
Did everybody crush this one?
Just crushed it.
And now to us.
Wah, 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 wah. My team is actually not that.
No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
Here's the thing, though. Look where I should have taken another running back. So with this group here after McCaffrey, I would feel better had I had one more decent one in there. Maybe the round I took Pittman, something like that. Maybe if I would have taken another running back there, it would have been after Gainwell. I'm not exactly. Yeah, that was the Jordan Mason. That was that round. The Jordan Mason Tracy. I would feel better about this had I.
Right. I mean, well, like with McCaffrey, after McCaffrey, like those next three are like, you got the guys that have won. If the guy in front of them takes one hit, then like that's what this room basically is.
It is. Yeah. And then, but again, I like my QBs. I'm definitely a fan of my QBs, and I did get some stack pieces with them. I didn't get the big Tampa Bay stack pieces I wanted, but I got Ted Hurst and Ken Gainwell. Devonta Smith, and then again I said F them buys with at the top. I was gonna go Chris Godwin too and keep it rolling if he would have fell to me. He didn't. But yeah, my wide receiver room is really fun. It's not as good as some of those others we've just looked at. Smith, Burden, Waddle, Pittman, Jennings, Stribling, Hurst, and Brazzle. Now, if these three rookies are like three rookies that hit big, razzle brazzle, baby. Now the tight ends, I didn't need Theo. I should have taken, instead of Theo, I should have taken another running back. I should have taken Adam Randall, just to have another piece at the pie, because Powers and Kittle are either going to be good enough or they aren't. I didn't need Theo Johnson. So overall, I think this is a fine team. Again, I don't love it. You guys drafted better teams than me, that's for sure. And then let's go ahead and take a look at Cory's. Cory with a 3-7-7-3. You got three nice QBs. I like this QB room with waiting to these rounds right here, 32, 41, 56, those picks at Stafford, Sammy D, and Bryce. And they're mostly all going to be correlated. No, are they all correlated? No, they're all correlated. Yeah, you got three big wide receiver targets for your three tight end or your three QBs. And you have Chase. And you have DJ Moore. I mean, you win the wide receiver room of the league. There's no doubt about that, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. I mean, even with some of those other really good, but at what cost? So Andrews, Chig, and Hawkinson, very nice as well for waiting. Again, waiting till 137 and finishing with that trio is tells why you can wait. But then the running backs, and yes, anytime you see Monungai and Aaron Jones at the top,
Yeah.
it's not going to feel great.
Yeah.
But you got 7 of them, Rashad and Katron. So, the anti-Bill duo.
Yeah.
Ray Davis, who
For week 17, second half of week 17.
Specifically for the second half of week 17.
That's it. I don't need it. I don't need him to score a single point until then.
And then you said this team says screw McCaffrey, he's going to get hurt, and screw Devin Achane, he's going to get hurt, and then this team's going to be great.
Yeah. No, and like in hindsight, I probably shouldn't have gone the DJ Moore route because I already had a really nice receiver room. That's where I should have. I got greedy, and I should have. Started. I should have grabbed a running back then. Yeah. Just kind of going back, I was pinpoint like who specifically.
Ramondre,
Pollard. Yeah, Dowdle. Like, so I think it's just because DJ Moore's such a sexier name than those guys, and I just got excited.
Just got a little excited.
I just got excited. I like those guys. And even Devontae, actually, Chuba was who I was probably going to go with, and then last second decided to just do the stack. So I don't care, though. Who cares about running backs? They're dumb.
Yeah, running backs are overrated.
Who needs them? Not me.
Yeah, who needs them?
This actually, if anything, tonight's exercises have just shown me about late tight end for me. Like, it's get used to it.
But yeah, I'm not.
But I haven't been. I have taken so much more Bowers and McBride than I ever did last year so far.
But late tight end, it's back, baby.
Oh yeah, Cory, we're back now. You got okay. I gave you a few. Like I'll give you a few Bowers and McBrides here and there, but we're going late.
Oh man, well guys, that was super fun. Again, thank you all so much for watching along, drafting along with us, talking in the comments. Zero, Duke, Local, Chad, everyone, Bobby jumping in earlier, everyone who's been in here, just really appreciate you guys. Guys, yeah, we'll be back again soon. So we'll be back for sure Tuesday night.
Yeah.
And there's a chance one of us, we may jump on and do a random draft before then. I always like to leave open for, especially with Sundays. I know Cory's always busy with his family during the day, but if I'm just sitting here chilling, I might just jump on and draft with you guys. So we'll see how I'm feeling tomorrow. But
I'd say again, appreciate the support. And if you're an Instagram person, at Best Ball Draft Addict is our handle. Follow would be lovely, but we appreciate this is awesome. This is the highlight of our week, no doubt.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. We love it. And yeah, draft whoever you want or both. I know that's talking about a specific situation, but I just like that in general. Draft whoever you want.
Draft whoever you want. That's seriously what I like. When we're in this dynasty draft, a friend of mine just keeps asking what should I do. I'm like, take who you like. There's no right or wrong. Like, as long as you're taking the guys that you like and that you're gonna like looking at, or if you're stuck between two guys, I always say which one am I going to be most disappointed by not getting? Take him. Just take who you like. This is fun. It's a game.
Yeah, and we're gonna have fun. We always do. All right. Well, guys, until next time, keep drafting. We'll see you then.
See you guys.
Bye, everyone.
Have a good one.
Yeah, have a great weekend.